What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Awakening World. I'm your host, Love Coach Scott Katamas, and we're the Global Peace Tribe. And on a night like tonight, when another war has started, when bombings and people are being killed, we're not making a political statement. We just want peace. And so it's important for us to come together as a community. We're going to have extra peace tonight. And we also have one of our favorite things that always takes place. Our beloved Tangela is with us as co-host, and it's going to be a soul search night. And she's got some wonderful guests with us, psychics and healers, and John Gray. But to get us off to our rousing start, we're going to go to our house musical artist, the one and only Omashar. Can't hear you.
Namaste, everybody, and welcome to all those watching on Facebook and YouTube and our streaming partners. And yes, tonight it is really important that we hold the peace in our hearts and in our minds. And so we'll start with a song called In the Stillness, and kind of says it all. The quieter you become, the more you can hear. In the silence, in the stillness, I am here. Through the wisdom of your tears, through your heartbreaks, through your breakthroughs, through the shedding of your fears, that I am with you and guide your way. Know that I am cheering you on. Truth lives within you and love leads us through. I love you. Now your heart and mind is clear, and you know that love is with you, love supports you, love is here. And you feel that you belong, and you're walking with purpose. You can hear your life's new song. Truth lives within you, and love leads us through. I love you. Ba-ba-ba-da-da-da-da. Through the wisdom of your tears, through your heartbreaks, through your breakthroughs, through the shedding of your fears, to know that I am with you and guiding your way. Know that I am cheering you on. Truth lives within you, and love leads us through. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Ooh, and we love you, Amashar. Let's all give him some twinkles and some love. And of course, it's great to see everybody popping in, even Tim Lang, that's sideways. Welcome, everybody. I'm glad we're all together tonight. And it is important for us to gather. And it's a soul search night. And for any of you who are new, especially those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube who just kind of discovered us, it's like, hey, do you know about Soul Search? Well, Soul Search is the place to go to find the best psychics, healers, tarot readers. And we're going to be learning all about Soul Search tonight because the creatrix of Soul Search is my co-host, and she's coming to us live from the Enlightenment Expo in Redwood City, where I'll be tomorrow. And welcome back, Tangela. We love you so much.
Thank you so much, Scott. And thank you so much for having us here with you. And hello and blessings to our beautiful Global Peace Tribe family, our Soul Search family, and of course, everyone tuning in live on Zoom, on YouTube, on Facebook. We are coming to you live right here from the Soul Search Enlightenment Expo in Redwood City. And at Soul Search, we are all about supporting the evolution of consciousness and the awakening of humanity at this time. And I know like today is an intense day, as we, go into war and there's political strife, and it just can sometimes feel like, are we really going into this new earth? Are we really co-creating this together? And I just want to say that all of us here together, we are. And that's what we're here to do. Our Soul Search family, our Global Peace Tribe family. And every time that we choose peace and we choose love, we're creating that peace and love and harmony on the planet.
You know, we live on a planet that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And Soul Search, the Global Peace Tribe, all the people we see on our show, we are the opposite reaction to the bombs that are falling in the Middle East right now. And I see a beautiful new friend.
Yes.
So, Angela, please introduce us to the lovely lady next to you.
So everyone tuning in, Soul Search, we are a community of seekers and energetic healers, teachers, practitioners, guides. And I'm so excited because right here in Redwood City, we have Dr. Sue Whitaker. She has an amazing booth here where she is supporting people in detox and cellular detox. And she's going to be telling us a little bit more about that. And she gave a wonderful talk today on raising telepathic children, which we'll also get to hear about. But before we begin, I just wanted to say that Dr. Sue's extraordinary journey began in Alaska, where she grew up in a tiny village. And she was immersed in nature, and she developed this deep love of science and service. And she has pioneered the use of computers in education. She's become a national advocate for alternative medicine after life-threatening poisoning. And she has consistently stood at the forefront of innovation and courage. She has had an amazingly successful career in education, consumer protection, renewable energy, and then was called onto a new path of energetic healing. And that led her to founding the Well Song Energetics, which we're going to hear about.
Yes.
And she is also a master dowser, author, and pioneer of vibrational medicine. And so Sue blends cutting edge science with spiritual insight, blending science and spirituality to support all of us in the awakening and in co-creating this new earth together. So welcome, Sue.
Thank
you
you.
for being here.
Thank you. What a blessing.
So I know you've been sharing so much at the expo today. Tell us a little bit about what you're sharing here.
Okay, here at the expo, I have free toxin burden scans. I have a $17,000 handheld MRI machine, and it looks at every gland, organ, and system of the body, so we can see the toxins that are building up. And it's interesting. Some people say, well, I just want a long, long life. Well, you don't want just a long, long life. You want a long, healthy life. And if you get the toxins out, you have a much better chance at that. And so that's what we do. And I invented non-consumable supplements in order to get them out. And you carry a little bottle of sand, copper, and crystals, and you'll detox. So that's the easy part. But then I found that there was more to it. My guide said there's way more to what I want you to do. And they told me that I needed to write a book called Raising Telepathic Children. It's on Amazon. And the reason they brought this into the picture is because in order to remember our telepathy, like all the kids come to Earth with, which includes us, we were kids. We have to go back to being a very clean body and a very quiet, serene place for telepathy to live. And so I realized that the people that did the detox, they're a lot better at telepathy than those of us that didn't do the detox.
Wow.
So that makes a difference.
That's amazing. And I think that's really important for us to really understand, because sometimes people are like, well, what does detox have to do with my awakening?
Right.
And it has everything to do with the
Everything.
awakening.
Yes. Yes. It's so hard. If we're full of toxins, we can't tune in easily.
Mhm.
And the fewer toxins you have in your body, the easier it is to tune in.
So tell us a little bit about the detox scanning that you're doing here.
Okay, it covers all 12 categories of toxins. So we're looking at chemicals and bacteria. We're looking at emotions. We're looking at 5G, 6G, 10G, all the geopathics. So the computers, the cell phones, looks at parasites, vaccinations, everything that has toxins that can affect the cells in the body. If your cells aren't working correctly, then you're not able to get to high levels of energy. And that, I think, is what we're all trying to get to. And so we're very, very big on getting clean first.
That's huge. And I love the connection that you made between detoxing the body of, physical physical things as well as emotional.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then clearing our bodies to be able to be a wider receiver for
Yes.
the telepathy and all of these intuitive gifts that are inherently a part of who
Yes.
we are.
Well, we come into this world with them.
Mhm.
And I don't know if, I'm sure a few of your listeners would know a guy named Bruce Lipton.
Mhm.
Bruce and I are really good friends, and I was on his show last Saturday, and we were talking about how he tells people that between age 6 and 7 is where kids quit learning. They quit remembering all these things. Well, I taught first grade for 25 years. Can you believe in first grade you can teach in silence for the first half of the year?
Wow.
But the second half of the year, you have to teach with words,
Mhm.
because by then the adults around the children have beat it out of them, told them, don't use your imagination. That's silly. Stop doing that. Stop saying that. You'll look weird. All the things that we heard as children,
Mhm.
and we dropped it. And then as we came back into it at an older age, it was much more difficult.
Mhm.
So the earlier we catch these kids, the better off we are. So the book is channeled.
Mm.
It's channeled from the telepathic ones who were all children.
Wow.
They channeled it to me, and then they told me, give it to the children, write it so that it's for children. Well, it's not really, but what it's for is to get the adults to get back the telepathy. And by playing games, we have 130 games in the book. By playing those games with your kids, you'll get it back as well.
Wow. And so have you seen parents utilizing this book and really seeing some difference in the telepathy with their children?
Absolutely. If you go up on Amazon and you read the reviews all mention adults getting it back,
Wow.
which is really, really cool. That's the big thing for me, is
Awesome.
making sure that we're getting those adults back. But then also they're playing games and having more coherence with their children. And if they have that coherence with their children, think about what life will be 20 years down the way.
Yes.
They'll actually be connected as a family. And one of the first things in the book is kind of interesting. One of the first games, it's what Bradley Nelson loved. And I hate to be a name dropper, but Bradley Nelson of Emotion Code, Body Code, Belief Code wrote the foreword in the book. And what he says he likes best is that one of the first things I tell parents to do is take the cell phones, put it in a little basket by the door, and bring the room to quiet. Because if there's quiet, there's going to be coherence. And he said, what I'm going to do with the book is bring family life back. And he really, really appreciated that. But yeah, I have some real names that have endorsed the book. And as they read it, they're telling me they're just amazed at what they're learning.
That's amazing. That's really beautiful because, here at Soul Search, we have so many people who are coming to the expo saying, I'm ready to tap into my intuitive abilities. I'm ready to tap into my gifts, remember my gifts. And they also bring their kids.
Yes.
And you here, you guys, whether it's your children, your grandchildren, your
That's
great
right.
grandchildren, this is for the whole family.
Yes.
Wow. And as we
Yes.
start earlier, the children have the gifts and have the
Yes.
remembrance.
And will start remembering a lot sooner the earlier you start. So all of you young people out there, start immediately because you don't want to lose it. Get these kids so that they're back into the telepathy and you'll love it. It feels so wonderful when you're exchanging things with no words. This isn't about mysticism. This isn't magical. It's not mind reading. Some people think telepathy is mind reading. It's not. It's about the coherence. It's about getting the images, the intuition, all of the things that people probably on this channel have been searching for forever. This book brings it all within reach.
Wow, this is incredible. Thank you for channeling this.
Absolutely.
And bringing this out and also making the connection for people between our physical detox,
Yeah.
our emotional detox, and opening ourselves up to our intuition and to the new earth. Because it
Yes.
is all interconnected. And that's why here we have so much detox that's happening and so many amazing wellness technologies that Tim Lang, who's on the call, as well as others, love to present, because all of this is supporting the health.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Amazing.
Drew, thank you so much. I want to take people to the website. I believe this is the website that we want people to go to, detoxalot.com.
Yes. Yes, that's the detox website. And then if they're looking for the book, it's at Dr. Sue's Books, and that's Dr. Sue's, Sues, books, BOOKS.com.
Well, I just happen to have gotten it, I think. Let's take a look and see if I got it right. Here we go. Yeah,
Amazing.
here you are, Susan Whitaker.
I am.
And it looks like you've got several books. You've got The Complete Guide to Crystal Therapy and Diving Deep into the Ocean of the Mind. Those all look very interesting. And here's the main one we're talking about: Raising Telepathic Children, a new guide for intuition, energy, and conscious parenting.
Yeah.
If Diara comes back on camera, Diara teaches Cosmic Kids, and she's one of our main people. There she is. So I just thought you got to meet Diara for a minute.
Hi.
Thank you. Yes, your work is so exciting. And I don't know if you saw in the comments, there was a comment from Susan just honoring your work as a teacher and listening to the kids and having them teach you and learning from them. And what a gift to use the telepathy with them.
Well, thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah,
That's amazing.
That's amazing. And I really appreciate it. And this didn't come from me. I mean, almost every author will tell you it came from above and the time is now. And so that's why it's here now.
Yes, and supporting the parents in normalizing these gifts. And I know working with kids in special ed on that spectrum, reframing, their gifts as such and using the telepathy with nonverbal kids was such a thrill and a blessing.
Yes.
I want to read a couple of comments, and then there's a question for you, Sue.
Okay.
um, uh, People are really excited about this. Carol Craig writes, I cannot wait to read your book. Looking at your website, this is so rich with information. Dia writes, oh, Dr. Sue, as a longtime educator, I am jazzed to know about your contributions. Bravo. Susan Bloomquist writes, your experience as a teacher brings a great perspective on how children could be treated with respect by learning from them. So thank you for that. And the question is, do you have any advice about Jedi capabilities in utero? What can we do during pregnancy to get our young Jedis off to a good start?
And congratulations to Tim, because he just announced on here, he literally just took a 5-ounce olive oil after a 4-day fast cleanse for a liver gallbladder stone flush. He's super detoxing because they are 3 months pregnant. So congratulations to Tim Lang. Congratulations to you guys. And so, yes, what advice do you have for advanced Jedi capabilities in utero? I love that.
It's interesting because I had 2 Jedis, and so I can give you some answers. One of the things that I did, of course, because I was a first grade teacher, I was reading most of the day with children. So I had a lot of children's books. And as I read the children's books, guess what? The babies inside of me heard those books. My children both walked at 3 months. My children both read at 3 to 5 years. So 3-year-old was reading things like, I think I'll have this hot roast beef sandwich with the mashed potatoes and dinner roll at 3. So as you are pregnant, you want to make sure that you're spending time with telepathy, which means the people that are in the home should spend quiet time. There should be a lot of quiet time. There should be crystal bowls. There should be tuning forks. There should be all the frequency things that you love to listen to, that baby loves to listen to as well. Turn off the TV. The TV is a distraction for you, but it's an annoyance. Think of all the negativity coming out of that the baby is subjected to. You want to make sure that there's no cell phones and iPads and all of that anywhere near the baby for a developing brain. So there's all kinds of things as parents we can do long before the baby comes. I started early on because I had always read that everything you did when you were carrying that baby knew. And I really believe that.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for that information. Tim, hopefully you're taking some of this advice. Really wonderful timing from Dr. Sue. And, Dr. Sue, we could really dive into this so much deeper. I love all of this information because there's so many parents that are actually seeking this information right now. So, and I really encourage all of you, whether it's for your kids, grandkids, great grandkids, future kids, check out this book. And I know I'm going to check out this book too.
Wonderful. And please remember to leave a review up on Amazon for me.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And Diara commented, and remembering that for some of the kids, some of the kids are watching and listening even prior to conception.
That's exactly right.
Wow.
Dr. Sue, I'm going to be at Soul Search tomorrow.
Wonderful.
I'm going to get a detox test. So hopefully you'll have some time. I'd like to check and see what my numbers are. That'd be great. And
Yeah.
We
also,
can do that long distance, so anybody can get it done at a long distance as well.
okay, and what's the best way for them to contact you?
The best way to contact me is sue@detoxalot.com.
Okay, Sue at detoxalot.com.
Yes.
We're going to get quite a few emails, I'm guessing.
That's good. I want to help. This is the community that I want to help. These are the people that really want the help.
Yeah, definitely. And so for those of you guys in the Bay Area, Dr. Sue and of course Scott are going to be with us live all day tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So it's your chance to come on down, come listen to Scott's amazing talk, and then also check in with Dr. Sue, get your detox scan, and meet some of the other amazing practitioners here. And also we have a fun story. Chris Valentine is going to be here later, but Sue was at Chris Valentine's talk on gnomes, elves, and leprechauns. And what did you see?
Right. You watch when he comes and he talks to you, you look at his right shoulder, because when he was speaking, there was a little gnome sitting on his shoulder. It's fat. So I saw a little fat tummy, and I saw a hat, but I couldn't tell if it was pointed or if it was leprechaunish. And I said, I kept getting the name Billy. And Chris will tell you that he has his gnome with him, who is Billy, who is fat. He loves to eat mashed potatoes and something. And he said, Sue, what you saw was my gnome sitting on my shoulder. So you watch when he comes and sits and talks to you in a few minutes.
Do you normally see little creatures and beings like that, or is that kind of unique for
I
you?
do, and I have taken all of Chris and Christian's classes, and we've learned how to see them. And I just happened to look up at him, and there was one sitting right on his shoulder.
Ah,
So a lot of magical things happening here at Soul Search.
Absolutely.
So you guys
hey,
come on.
There he
There's
is.
the
That's what I
Thanks,
saw.
Carol.
are we going to bring Chris on?
I can bring him up. Hold on. Let me go grab
Yeah.
him.
Well, Sue, thank you so much. Oh, this is great. Carol Craig put into the, let me see if I can, yeah, I'm going to download it. Carol Craig brought into the chat box in honor of what you just saw. Here we go.
Yeah, he's darling.
There you go. There's a little number. So thank you for that, Carol. That was quick.
Oh.
All right.
Chris will be joining us in a
Well,
bit.
we will look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Sue. Thank you so much.
Okay.
for
Thank
being with
you.
us.
Then Chris is wrapping something up, so I'm going to bring Dennis up. real
Okay.
quick.
Thank you very much.
And then we'll have, thank you so much, Sue. We're going to see you tomorrow. We're going to see you tomorrow. Thank you. Wasn't that amazing, Scott? Isn't she incredible?
She's adorable. I want to have her on the Authors That We Love show, and I
Awesome.
want to
So
get
we're going to have you
details.
on the Authors We Love show as well.
Oh
So
my-
And there's Dennis, who
Oh my God.
Hey,
Author
it's
love
good to
show.
see you, buddy.
I'm coming into that. I'm going to the others. You going to the others.
So you guys, of course, I have another amazing healer here, Dennis Shimosaka. He is a Tao energy healer. Tao represented here is source energy, not religion. And I'm going to let him talk about it a little bit more. But if you are experiencing any trauma, pain, sickness, or challenge in life and are searching for an alternative solution, this may be your solution. Experience the power of Tao energy healing, Tao soul healing with simple practices such as breathing that really move your chi energy. And Dennis is an amazing master healer
Thank
who
you.
works with all of these energies. And so
Thank you.
welcome, Dennis.
No, she was a volunteer today.
Who was?
And can we segue to her? Can you explain a little bit? I guess more importantly, your demo.
Yes.
So I think more importantly, what was your experience of it? I didn't get a chance to talk to you about it, but I think I'll pay you later.
Sure.
Anyway, I just wanted to share it and find out, what was your experience? Because you'll get a chance to experience it here.
Yeah,
How
no.
much time do I?
We have another like 10, 15 minutes.
Okay, okay, we're fine.
Perfect.
Okay.
So yes, I can actually, attest because today is actually the first day I've met Dennis, even though he's a longtime soul searcher. I just have never been at the expos when he's been here, and I did attend a portion of his talk. And then I had to go have a chat with Scott. So I was able to be a demonstration. And so before his talk started, he asked about our stress levels and if we were feeling overwhelmed. And I said yes. I was feeling very overwhelmed and had a lot of stress. We just came from Conscious Life Expo in LA. I just moved to San Francisco, and then we have this expo this weekend. So yes, I had the stress levels were high. And then Dennis took us through a very powerful breathing practice. First, you shifted the energy in the room completely.
Right.
It went from, a talk into more of a healing chamber where I felt like very held and like in a cocoon of energy. And then as we were doing the breathing exercises, I could just feel that adrenaline, I guess, that had been like rushing through me, just decelerate and decelerate and decelerate so that I was able to kind of move from a place of overwhelm into a place of, okay, I'm here, I'm calm, I can give Scott a call. And it really did help shift my whole energy. So thank you, Dennis.
Thank you. I'm glad you were there. You actually get to be my promotion person. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. We're having fun here. I'm sorry, but not sorry. But more importantly, explaining and this energy field and everything is really important to understand. There's an external energy, and we created the external energy, and you'll get to feel and have a sensation of this here actually on the screen, so you have an idea of an external energy. Yes, it's changing. Okay, I want you to be very cognizant of that. It is changing. So I think more importantly, it's changing for the better, but also we're in environments that are not so conducive to helping us. And so those are a little bit different, but I think in this field, we're creating a more positive energy. So, I think most people on this call are familiar with energy, right?
Yeah.
So I want you I ask you to close your eyes. And the reason for closing your eyes in particular is because our eyes have all these things going on. And so closing your eyes helps significantly. But just close your eyes and place your hands up. This is what we did in the room. If you notice the energy in the room and on Zoom, is it starting to shift higher, tingly, calmer? So much havoc in the work. We're going to bring peace in the space. Love, peace, and harmony. It shifts. You have your hands up, and the reason for having your hands up, my eyes are closed and following you also, is because the hands are real sensitive. Sometimes you can't feel things, but your hands can. So now bring your hands up, place your right hand over your heart, left below your navel. Just notice at this time, notice the changes in the room up to this point. So just breathing in, breathing out. A lot of things occurring in the world. We're just grounding the energies in the body. A lot of people hold on to things, events in our body. Just releasing, letting it go. Outside of the bubble, outside of the building, your body. Leave it outside of your body, outside of the building, wherever you're at. Keep it there. If you choose to look at it later, you can. Just relax. We're feeling the love and light in the areas that have been released. We're releasing the body from holding on to this things that are not serving us to our highest and best good. So we're moving forward from this day forward. A brand new you is being created now. More opportunities, more you, better you. So it's love, peace, and harmony. Breathing in. On count to 5, breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're breathing in love, peace, and harmony in our body. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're exhaling out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in a 360-degree light coming into the body. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keeping your eyes closed, breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Couple more times. Breathing in light. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last time, breathing in love, peace, and harmony in your life. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep your eyes closed, just breathing in, breathing out normally. Allow it to integrate in your body. We're grounding your body. Allow it integrating and integrating it. Increases your frequency higher and higher. So we want to integrate it slowly as appropriate to your body, balancing it, recalibrating it, resetting the body. So we're just balancing it. So just breathing in, breathing out normally. Breathing in, breathing out normally. Breathing in, breathing out. Last time, take a deep breath in. Let it out. Another deep breath in. Let it out. Last time, take a deep breath in. Let it out. Anytime, open your eyes. Notice the shifts. That had occurred. 2 different shifts. Not belief. Actually, occurrence of a shift in energy. More importantly is that how do you feel? Do you notice a difference? Did you notice that the room, the Zoom, the area got quieter? Was there more peace and harmony that was created in the space?
So some comments are beginning to come in. Susan writes, wonderful breath and focus, more harmony here.
Great.
DR writes, very peaceful.
And one thing to really recognize is that being this meditation and this down soul energy healing practice and these techniques is getting to peaceful quietness is a deep, deep, deep meditative process that we only took for a few minutes. Understand? This is not hours. This is a few minutes. So a lot of people have done these practices. This has taken them hours and months and weeks. So this is a very, very short session. So this is how fast it works. And if you're in the San Francisco area, come visit this beautiful lady. And am I running out of time? How much more time do we have? Time? Okay.
4 minutes. And then
Okay.
what are you sharing? Because you have Dennis also has a booth here at the
Yes, I
Redwood
do.
City Expo where you have a lot happening there. So share a little bit of what's at your booth.
Yes. A lot of
We're in another state, so we have
Oh.
we forgot about the expo.
Oh, I'm sorry. Another state. Oh, you're another state.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, I don't know. I'm doing some specials, but more importantly, we have individual services. But one of the products I use in particular with a lot of the things I work with is what's called shungite. Some people are familiar with it, some people aren't. Shungite is one of the interesting, I guess, bracelets I use, some other trinkets, but more importantly, it conducts electricity. And I didn't bring one with me, but more importantly is that you can use it on your phone to show that it actually is shungite because it actually moves the cursor on your phone.
And that helps with the EMF.
Well, it helps to identify that it is shungite. And actually it being a conductive of electricity, that can help energize it to help to resonate with your body. The key with a lot of the stones is that they may be touched by someone who may be significantly negative or something. And what occurs is that message goes into the stone. So these messages, I can help to fuse it so that the message becomes more positive, powerful, stability and grounding, and more strength into the actual stone.
Beautiful. And so Dennis is doing individual sessions at his booth, energy healing, working with the shungite, being able to infuse shungite bracelets and other objects with special energies for healing.
Yeah, and also we're working with therapy of oxygen and hydrogen therapy. So we're actually igniting the hydrogen and oxygen in the water. And so the hydrogen and oxygen helps to reduce the inflammation in the body, but I can elevate it to a significantly higher level. So it helps to reduce it faster. So we're looking at working with people that want to work through these processes a little faster. It's not an immediate, okay? No one's been a superstar overnight, but this is not that either. It just, it's going to take some work, but we're working on getting you faster to better health and doing everything we can.
Beautiful. So definitely come on down, join us tomorrow. And if you are not in the Bay Area, you can always find Dennis online on Soul Search, where you can connect with him. And you also do distance work
Yes.
too, distance
Yeah.
energy healing.
Yeah, the furthest I've got some clients is in Greece. Greece and Ireland were the furthest ones I've worked with. So anything else?
And I'm going to just take people to the website.
Okay.
We want everybody to go to soulsearch.io, where you can find Dennis and all the healers, all the psychics, all the tarot readers that Tangela has been finding all over the world. Amazing people, including Dennis. And you can, get his information. You can also contact Dennis this way. You can send him a message. So soulsearch.io is the place to go to find out all these people. And Dennis, I'll be there tomorrow, so I look forward to seeing you.
Great. Fantastic.
Have you guys ever met in person?
Yes, we
Yeah,
have.
we met up in Reno.
Oh,
Yes, we have.
wonderful.
Yeah, fantastic.
Okay, perfect. And Dennis is going to be sharing some frequency healing here, so
Yeah.
definitely come and check him out.
Yeah.
And Dennis, thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
your time. And
Thank
how did you guys feel with that meditation? I really felt like that was very powerful and very peaceful. So thank you for
Thank
helping
you.
us to continue to share and create and co-create peace in the world. So
Yeah, there's a lot of messages came in the chat box. Eleanor
Yeah.
Joy, feeling calm and confident. Jeffrey, feeling brighter, peaceful, wonderful breath and focus. So thank you, Dennis.
Thank you. Thank you. We're just trying to spread light and make everyone more happier and healthier and send love, peace, and harmony to the rest of the world.
You're doing it, bro.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you
Okay.
so much,
Thank-
Dennis. All
thank
right,
you.
thank you. We're gonna see you tomorrow. And then we are just waiting for John Gray. He's on his way here. He just finished his talk. So we're just bringing him in.
Okay.
And
Is
unless
he
you want me to bring someone else in the meantime,
is he within sight?
let me ask, where's John? Oh, he's wrong. He's on his way. He's inside. Yes, exactly. He's
Okay,
here.
well,
Just finished his talk, and we have very exciting news because John has published a new book, which we are going to be hearing about. That's for women only. So I did have the pleasure of being able to introduce it just like an hour ago before his talk, and I'm excited to be able to dive in. He told me to read the book and then to interview him afterwards so that I could ask him questions. So I'm planning on doing that. So if any of you all want to read the book, read it and then send your questions to me, and then I'll be able to ask your questions as well. And we can see how John Gray answers that. But that'll be a fun process. And so let's see, oh, there he is. Here's John. He had a big talk just now. So
yeah, of course.
And John, also, for those of you guys who may not know, he's very big on biology and science and hormones. And so that's a big part of a lot of his work. Oh, here you go. Allison, I'll take that. So as he's coming in, I'm just going to show his new book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, for women only. Be happy with or without a man. And here is the famous author himself, the #1 trusted relationship expert in the world. I mean, Scott, I know you are also the #1 trusted relationship expert.
Yes, we're each in the group.
Absolutely. And I use John's products. You know, we've had John talking about anti-aging on the show, and his stuff is great. But I think tonight, John, you're going to share this about your new book.
That's fantastic. I would love to share a new book. And also for all those in tune awake people. Well, this is first called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, for women only. And I've written a series of 6 books for women only. This is the first, and it's called Be Happy With or Without a Man. And, ultimately what the secret that I teach about successful relationships is for women to find their anchor in their happiness and then create a space for a man to make her happier. Certainly we men can make women happier, and sometimes we can help her to find her happiness. But I think as enlightened folks, awake people, we have to realize if I'm upset with my partner, they might have done something, but I've been triggered, and I have to learn how to process my own feelings so I'm not a victim of what my partner says or does. And one of the themes, and I just did a YouTube on it. It was I liked it so much, I'm going to use some of those examples. And it was just me opening my book to like 3 pages. I can give an hour talk on any 3 pages of this book. Matter of fact, I'll do it right now on this page I just opened up to, which is chapter 4. Independence versus dependence. And what creates romance is when a woman is happy within herself and she's depending on her partner to give more. This is like, it's the add-on. It's what the British would say, gilding the lily. Lily is already beautiful, but just add a little gold on it, and that's what romance is. It's when a man does something that provides extra happiness for a woman. And not that I can't help her find her happiness. And that's how I look at it when she's stressed or unhappy or whatever. I don't take it personally anymore. I don't feel like I'm in control of her at all. She's an autonomous being, and she has her own ups and downs. And part of what I've done in this book is given people the the biology of a lot of the Mars Venus ideas. You know, always people listening, I think, have probably read Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, and why do we need another one?
So why did you choose to make one for women only?
Because there's this idea that men have to read the book for the relationship to work. You know, it's generally speaking, when it comes to these sort of things, most women are into it. A lot of women are into it. A lot of men aren't. You know, they're into it. It's like women get the wrong idea that men don't need love and want to have good relationships. It's just that we go to the section in the bookstore on making money. Because if we can't make money, then we don't deserve to have a woman in our life in most cases. Women need to feel I can depend on him for something. And one of the challenges for modern women today is they're also making money, and some women are making more money. And so, you know, he can say, you know, when the guy's providing all the money, he can say, oh, yeah, I worked so hard today, I just need the rest. And you go, oh, I'm so grateful I didn't have to go out and do the dirty, dangerous, difficult jobs and all that stress. So I'm so grateful for that. That helps to open her heart. But, you know, he says, yeah, I did work so hard today. And she says, so did I. And if we understand what I'm going to talk about in this book, is the biology of women when they're making money is much more stress inducing than for men. When a man is seeking success, if he has confidence in himself, then he produces adrenaline, and adrenaline in a man raises his testosterone. Adrenaline in women increases emotional reaction. So what they found is that when women are experiencing moderate stress, just the moderate stress of life, they have 3 times more blood flow to the emotional part of the brain. And if they don't talk about those emotions, then she will begin to ruminate about that. And this is a vulnerability very common for women today. As they get upset about something, their brain will ruminate and ask questions and worry and overthink it and go over it. And the way you turn that off, if you're a woman, is to be able to talk about your feelings. If you can talk about your feelings, what's going on in your head, and then talk about the emotions behind it, very quickly, your stress level will go down. But if you don't talk about it, then the stress level will be high. And the same emotions that you're suppressing will be projected onto your relationship. So you begin to feel like my partner's making me feel this way. Instead, it's because you're suppressing your emotions. So this whole book helps women particularly to understand how to process their feelings without their man having to change. Then if you can process your feelings and lower your stress, come back to your ability to love. Because when you're producing stress hormones, you can't feel love. You can feel a kind of love, which is like you feel for a child, but not the kind of love you feel for a man. You'll feel like, you know, most women, when they come to me for counseling, they start out with, I'm stressed because I have so much to do, you know, and I need this, and I have to do this, and I have to do this. That's the brain ruminating instead of just relaxing and letting it go. There's a funny,
I was going to ask you a question.
go ahead. Yeah.
So, like, for women to process their emotions, do you recommend, do they talk to their friends? Do they find a therapist? Do they talk to ChatGPT, to their partner? What are some of the ways for women to really work through their emotions and be able to de-stress?
Well, all those ways can help, without a doubt. Just when a woman takes time to reflect on what's inside, that will help her come back to her soul. You know, the soul is happy and fulfilled and autonomous and so forth. So just being aware of what's coming up inside of me. But there's degrees of benefit, we'll put it that way. One of the major sources of lowering stress, this adrenaline stress. Adrenaline causes women to have 3 times more blood flow, the emotional part of the brain. There's a greater need to talk. If you were to go to Bali, for example, at least 20 years ago when I was there, I looked out my window and I saw 30 women all going down to the river, talking, making noise with their children, and they're using rocks on the clothes. And, you know, now you have a washing machine to do it. So doing it all by yourself. Used to be women used to do these things together, and they could complain about their husband. Oh, he didn't do this. And the other woman says, oh, he didn't do this. But he's not such a bad guy. Because they're able to lower stress by talking with somebody who can be in their shoes. Well, you don't have that anymore. You know, we're talking 80% of the time, women were with women talking and sharing and helping each other. Well, how do we compensate for this modern world where women don't have that ability? One is talking to another woman, is creating time to talk to another woman. There's something that's magical about having a man in your life if you know how to talk so he'll listen. It turns out that when 2 women talk, the amount of release is much slower than if a man was to actually hear you.
Oh, wow.
There's something that goes on in a man's brain, which is if he is, here's the key to a man's brain, and this is proven as well scientifically. if you're being vulnerable, sharing what you don't share with other people. Okay, you don't share it in the office, what you're feeling or whatever. You keep this to yourself. So anything that you keep to yourself, if you can then share with your partner, what happens is his ability to relate will be about half of a woman's. And they measure this by blood flow to the limbic system of the brain. So he's going to have half the kind of emotional response a woman would have. And the other part of that blood flow will go to his prefrontal cortex, where he will go to the left prefrontal cortex of the brain, where he will be optimistic. That's why if you talk about a problem, he'll be very optimistic. Oh, you just have to do this, you have to do that, don't worry about it. He's actually being optimistic. And that then activates another part of his brain, which causes him to become devoted to you. So you see, there's a very difference. You can get empathy from another woman, but you can get compassion from a man. It's compassion that motivates service. You know, it's the difference. I can feel what you feel and I wish you well. Another one is I feel what you feel and I really want to help you. That's why, you know, marriage can be such a wonderful thing, is it can develop compassion in men. If you study the Eastern wisdom, which I know a lot of people listening do study, in Tibet, I learned this when I was there, the virtue of femininity versus the great virtue of masculinity. The virtue of masculinity is compassion, and the virtue of femininity is wisdom. And I feel that's what my book's all about, is giving women the wisdom to put themselves in a situation which will evoke a man's compassion. I don't think, unless you're a celibate monk, that you can ever develop compassion as a man unless you're married. Sorry. You could be married and now you have children. You can develop compassion for your children. But if you can develop compassion for your wife along with your children will be happier. Because if you can't love the mother, the children are not going to feel the love. And a woman, if you can't love the man, the father, there's a part of that child that's never going to feel your love, because they're in there. The DNA is his DNA, her DNA. It's very biological. And of course, having children, you know, in the East, there's always the celibate way of life. There's like two ways of life. You're just going to be celibate and not masturbate, which, by the way, we have these things called incels. And the incels are these guys that don't want to get married, don't want to be with women, but they're doing porn all day long. That's not the path of virtue. That's the path of soulless life, unfortunately. It will create lifelessness, lack of motivation, and depression. I like to say, if I can say it, I think that online pornography should be illegal, just like the pedophilia online is certainly illegal. People go to jail. I think that pornography online is damaging the brains of not just children, but men. It's cocaine. It's like cocaine, free cocaine. And it inhibits the ability for a man to be stimulated by a real woman. This is just the way the brain is designed. When you have high dopamine stimulation, the receptor sites become desensitized. And now you need to have that high dopamine stimulation to raise his testosterone. And already men have different dopamine receptors. This is another 3 pages in my book I could talk an hour on, but I'll mention it since it's coming up as I'm talking, is that they found that women's dopamine receptor sites are much more sensitive than a man's. A man has to do big things to get a rush, or he needs to get a big result to get a rush of testosterone, which then opens his heart, particularly if his testosterone goes up and as a result of doing something for a woman. Just doing something for himself, testosterone can go up, but it doesn't necessarily open his heart. It's primarily when a man does something for a woman and she appreciates him, that opens his heart and he can receive her love. So we got a lot of men walking around not knowing that they're missing out on love. And the only way a man can receive love, more love than he could before, is based upon a vulnerable woman who's not blaming him. Now, what this means is this is so great. This is all just science I'm going to talk about now. And then we'll ask another question, but I give long answers, sorry. But there's something in our brains called mirror neurons. And the mirror neurons allow us to feel what somebody else feels. That's it. You cannot feel somebody else's feelings unless your mirror neurons open up. If you have a psychopath or a narcissist, they cannot feel what somebody else feels, and therefore they only think about themselves, and they do horrible things like start wars. And so what we have is, and I saw this with the prisoners in San Quentin and so forth. They're healable if they're open to being healed. But generally what happens is a boy's ability to love as a man is limited according to how vulnerable his mother was to the father. Because when a woman is in love with the father, then the boy feels the love of the mother, because the father's inside the boy. Likewise for a little girl as well. She needs to know what's good about men by having a male role model and so forth. But men are limited in their ability to receive love. This is why this book is, the subtitle on it is Be Happy With or Without a Man, because women can be happy without a man. There's no question about it, because they can find love through children, through helping the planet, through friendships, through worship to God, all kinds of ways women can find love. Men can find love when they're celibates. If they don't release the ejaculate fluid, they can experience the love of God, the love of the universe, and all that. My own experience, having been a monk for 9 years, pure celibate, never releasing semen, I was a very high level of enlightenment. I'm much higher now, but at that, it was like I was one with God. I was one with the universe. Everybody was perfect. I walked around a little bit like a crazy man saying, don't you see you're all enlightened? You don't have to do anything. You're enlightened. Because I was seeing God in everyone and everything. As soon as I ejaculated, half of that went away, just gone like that. You know, this is one path. Now I experience that in a whole different way in making love. Because in making love, you're sharing your energy with a woman. That energy comes back to you. Now, that's all sort of energetic, esoteric, and I know all of you can understand that, but it's fun to see the biology of it. The biology of it is that men have these mirror neurons. Women have these mirror neurons that allow you to feel what somebody else is feeling. If a man is experiencing any adrenaline at all, moderate stress, they close down. They're just closed. And rarely do they open up in our stressful world. The only time they open up is like if you have children and you're not stressed, they'll open up for your children. If someone is vulnerable and you can help them. The other place where their mirror neurons will open up as you're a man is where you're not stressed and you're in bed with a woman and she's naked. And she's naked will tell your subconscious mind that she wants to make love with you. And she's loving you. That's what the subconscious mind interprets it. And she's vulnerable. She's not blaming you. And they find that when men are having sex, their mirror neurons will open up completely wide. This is the only time a man can fully feel what you feel. And if what you feel is you love him, he'll be able to let your love in. That's why it feels so great. The problem is that, you know, when a man sees a porn or has a one-night stand, he's imagining that the subconscious mind is turned on thinking this woman loves you, wants to have sex with you. She doesn't really want to have sex with you. And it's all just a fake. What happens is he in the sexual experience with a naked woman, his mirror neurons open up to somebody that doesn't love him. And so he ends up feeling rejected. It destroys his soul to open your heart to someone who doesn't love you. So this is my commercial for being in a loving, committed, romantic relationship.
It's a great commercial. And actually, a lot of comments coming in. And a question. Omashar actually is asking, what happens to the children's ability to love another when the father cheats on the mother and then leaves the family?
That's so interesting. That was the theme of my talk today. When a man cheats or a woman cheats, let me just focus on that. There's nothing more intimate than someone you make love with. You connect as soul to each other. So that means they have greater significance to you. They have greater meaning to you. You let them affect you more. That's really what making love is. It's allowing somebody to have complete power to make you feel fantastic. Okay. So they're going to have a bigger effect on you. And if you're cheating on your partner, you're lying to them. And when your partner's lying to you, you don't know they're lying to you. So you're believing a lie. There's nothing more soul crushing than to believe a lie. And we've all been crushed, by the way. If you grew up in a family where you were punished, if you were punished, you get the message that if you make a mistake, you don't deserve to be loved. And this is why we're all so hard on ourselves, is that original belief that, oh, I have to be perfect to be loved. Instead of, I don't have to be perfect to be loved. I have to be my best. I do my best. And if I make a mistake, I quote, repent. This is why this is in so many religions. I repent by saying I made a mistake. The recognition I made a mistake is aligning with spirit. And then from having made a mistake, I now connect to my spirit, which creates a motivation to do better. And we'll make mistakes. We all make mistakes, but that's how we align ourselves with the divine, which is our purpose here, which is we're all divine, is to integrate the divine into this world. So when your partner lies to you, it's probably that's the big problem with it. It's not that somebody's having sex with somebody else. I know couples who are not being hurt by it. They were married, they have children, they want to stay together for the children and be loving towards each other. They just can't make it work. So they make it okay to privately have an affair with somebody else, but they all know about it. It's not like they're lying to their partner. So that's not as damaging. It's still not going to be the ideal, but you can't always have the ideal. As part of being on this planet. Nothing's ever perfect, but I talk about these things because it's like a North Star to correct yourself. If you're navigating, they would use the North Star. At least this is the ideal. And we're always navigating, trying to get to the North Star. When you're in an airplane flying from LA to New York, never is the plane on course. It's always deviating, self-correcting, deviating. That's the human experience. Now, some of us go off balance and we crash. And what happens is when you go too far off balance, you become addicted to that, because anytime you're going too far off balance, that's danger. Your brain will produce more dopamine, and dopamine is addictive. So people have all these addictions, but we also have an addiction to believing lies because they're dangerous. This is when you're complaining about yourself or complaining at your partner. It can be very addictive. It's negativity. And so we want to embrace, okay, I'm aware. Okay, I'm aware of my negativity. And now let me find my way back to my soul, which is forgiving, which is trusting, which feels good enough, which is not defensive, which is not jealous, which is not judgmental. We all have that in us, but how do you get back to that? That is not common knowledge. And that's a big part of this book, because if you want to be happy with or without a man, it means when your man makes you unhappy, if you want to get more from a man, you have to approach him in a way that says, you're good enough and I want more. And that's an art. That's learning how to ask for what you want. And I give you all the skills for doing that. And I explain that one of the things that destroys relationships, one of the things is women will complain to a man. And anytime you complain to a man, he will then shut down. And when he shuts down, he feels like a narcissist. This is why women get confused, because under moderate stress, maybe you're critical of him, you complain about something, he will shut down instantly. And women don't know how to understand this, because when women shut down, it's after chronic stress, and it means you're just somebody I can't love. I'm not going to open my heart to you anymore. And it's going to take a long time. It's going to take therapy before I can open my heart again. So this is all biological. But for a man under moderate stress, he will have the same reaction. He will shut down. He can't feel his love for you. So if you said, do you love me? Well, if he's honest, no, I think you're not very loving at all. But if he doesn't talk, what he's doing is he's withdrawing. He's literally disconnecting from emotions. You can see what adrenaline does to a man's brain. It disconnects him from emotion. Never ask him what he's feeling or if he loves you at a time when he's adrenaline going on, because he can't connect with his emotions. So he will withdraw. That withdrawal is pulling away from his emotions. His testosterone goes up. Then once his testosterone goes up, his confidence starts to come back. Once his confidence starts to come back, then he does a thing that men can all do if they're allowed to do, which to analyze. That's the testosterone makes you detached. It allows you to analyze, and he's able to look at why he was upset with you. And he realizes, it's not such a big deal. Don't worry about it. It's nothing. Forget it. And women go, that's denial. You can't forget it. Because if women try to forget it, they end up suppressing, their stress will go up. But when men forget it, it actually raises testosterone, and it helps him to open his heart again, to remember his love for her and reconnect with her. And, when we talk about forget it, this is the whole basis of Eastern thought for men, particularly meditation, is to forget all your problems. When I meditate, it's to focus on one thing. So I forget everything else, all this sort of earthly stuff, forget the problems for a while, and then you feel good again. Your stress levels go down. This is how men primarily process stress, if they're
But John, within the question that I just asked, what happens to the children that are the children of the father that cheated on the mother? I'm just wondering how it affects me, because it was my story in my later life in relating to partners. So my father went off with someone and then left, and so there's all this energy behind the scenes imprinting upon me. And I've had a challenge really opening and relating to women at a deeper level. It's more easy now. So I'm just wondering if you have any information on what actually
it shuts down within a male or a female as a child of a domestic situation.
As soon as the marriage breaks up and the mother has the message of, I'm a victim of my husband. Now that's a negative message towards masculinity. Your masculinity was bruised by that. Also, your father did not behave in a congruent masculine way. So you don't have that as a role model. So when you don't have a role model and you have the reinforcement from your mother of rejecting the masculine, your own masculine becomes at a deep unconscious level is the feeling of not good enough. And with that feeling of not good enough, it makes us more as men, more hypersensitive to anything that might sound like criticism. So we get our feelings hurt much more easily. And so we become reactive or we become avoidant. And that's you just described a scenario, which is where there's a wound inside of a man. Now, let's say there's a man without much of a wound at all. He will still have some overreactiveness if he's stressed. He will still have a tendency to pull away. It's just when you have the wound, you will tend to pull away more. So when men pull away, it's not that they're narcissists. It means that something happened that was a blow to the ego, to the masculine ego that says, I can make you happy. Your father failed to make your mother happy. Your mother, how she reacts to that. Is it forgiveness? Is it understanding? Does she tell the kids about it? That, women will often, when they reject the husband, they will often say, I'm divorcing your father. Well, why? And then she'll say, well, your father cheated on me. He lied to me. He hurt me. Well, just telling your children that stuff is going to cause them to feel, I can't, as for a little boy, I don't want to be like my father. And to not be like your father is to deny masculinity. So it weakens our subconscious self-esteem. Doesn't mean I can't have other self-esteem. It means I have a trigger that will go off. My trigger, for example, I was just talking about it in the class today. It was very funny. It was, I know my destiny is I've become a world famous author, right? So it must be in my destiny or my inner potential to do that. Well, on my journey of becoming a best-selling author, before my books were successful, I was highly critical and judgmental of other teachers. I was mad. Why are they bestsellers and not me? And then I had to admit to myself, well, I'm jealous. Most people don't want to admit they're jealous. But I realized jealousy is this amazing signal that we can all benefit from, which is, I'm not jealous of rock stars. I'm not jealous of football players because it's not my destiny to be a rock star or a football player. We become jealous of those people that are getting the love and support for something that we deserve to receive. And you wouldn't feel jealous unless you were afraid you weren't going to get that. It was just because I felt insecure that I'll never be a best-selling author that made me so jealous of other teachers. And after I became a best-selling author, well, long before I did, I had to process those feelings big time. It's a whole big story, but I'm not going to do the whole story. But what I found myself is whenever I was critical of another teacher, and I used to be hypercritical, it was because I was jealous. And behind the jealousy, I was afraid that they're getting the attention, the acknowledgement, the messages of success that I'm not going to get. So it becomes a doorway to realize, oh, it's just my fear because I'm feeling inadequate, unworthy, and so forth. And by processing that fear and seeing where it came from in my childhood, I was able to heal that fear. And then I opened the door for me to receive what my soul said, that's for you. And one day I'll achieve that. So I always love when people acknowledge, I help people to find when they're jealous of things, although people never want to admit that they're jealous. But that's, another emotion that we can learn to deal with and process.
And so how would you respond to Omashar in, what he could process or what he...
Well, I would look at, he'll be triggered. What he's described to me, what I'm assuming from, we only get to know each other a few minutes, is the challenge of opening your heart to a woman. Because when you open your heart to someone, you're giving them the power to affect you. And so there's going to be a fear that I will be seen as not good enough. And so our brain, when we start to go into an uncertain place, the brain will start looking for messages. Am I good enough? Am I not good enough? And if I'm not getting the messages that I think say I'm good enough, then it will hurt. And I want to avoid that. So it expands that natural avoidant tendency of men.
Exactly. And John, I do agree because I've pulled away so quickly, so many times. And more than obviously is healthy. So yeah, you're pinging me directly in my heart. Thank you.
Oh, it is so good. And so any woman that you're with, to read this book, she'll understand that the worst thing that a woman can do is when you pull away, what your body requires, it just needs time to do something, to forget what just happened and build your testosterone. And then when your testosterone comes back, then you engage back with her. And the problem that women do is when you engage, they think you're still mad at them, because for a woman, she will ruminate unless she talks about it. If she's mad at you, she'll stay mad at you for a long time unless she can talk to somebody about it. And then the brain will clear it. We can clear it through meditation, through silence. But clearly, because I've just connected with you, you're kind of like me, we're more heartfelt. And when you're more heartfelt as a man, that means your tendency to go to the estrogen side is easier, to get your feelings hurt, to be sensitive and so forth. So there's a tool in this book. Men can read this book as well. And it's how to process negative emotions. So what I'd recommend at those times is when your feelings get hurt, do something to distract you from what you're feeling. And if it doesn't go away, your hurt feelings, then you process them. And there's a technique for processing where you explore, okay, right now, what am I feeling? And there's always going to be, if you shut down as a man, you look at anger, sadness, fear, and regret. When you get to the regret, then you can be more logical and you can realize, okay, how did I contribute to her saying that? And also to minimize it. For men, the secret for us is when things are upsetting, minimize it. It's not a big deal. Put it in the bigger picture. And we can do that without having to talk. But the point I'm kind of making here is that if you're in a relationship and she says something, does something, you'll become silent right away. And then women say, what's wrong? Mm-hmm. If she says what's wrong and you start to talk, then your estrogen goes up and the wound becomes inflamed. You want to always temper it down by not talking, unless you're journaling or talking to another guy about it that you're not upset with. And those become therapeutic, logical things to do, as opposed to what psychology is saying, that if your feelings are hurt, you should always talk about it. So you talk to your girlfriend about it, talk to your wife. It doesn't work. You say, well, you said that thing to me. And she'll say, well, that's not what I meant. And I said, well, you did say it. Well, no, don't you realize how much I do for you? And you get in a big argument. And women are they don't know that silence is the way for him to overcome. And then when he comes back, she doesn't know that he's overcome it. So with my wife, Bonnie, we used to always have a signal, and my wife now is I would, when I'm done, my heart's open, there's nothing I'm holding back, we'd have a signal, and the signal was I would stroke her hair. It's just like that. And she would go, oh, okay, now I'm safe. Because it's really important. When a woman gives the message that I'm safe, it raises a man's testosterone. If she gives the message a man she's not safe in your presence, it lowers your testosterone. And then so what we do is we detach from emotion in order to rebuild our testosterone.
And so, John, would you say then, since you're saying, okay, for the men to take a step back and not respond, not share their feelings, for a woman not to get hurt or take that personally, to have some sort of signal?
Well, with greater knowledge, she has the wisdom to realize that. And you also work out communication skills. My wife says, what's the matter? You're upset about something. I said, no, I'm just thinking about something. And that's it. Mm-hmm. And if I ever do get upset, now this is because we have an understanding of this, and I understand, I'm 74 years old. I have testosterone levels 50% higher than I was a young man.
Wow.
And I know a big part of it. Certainly there's no porn in my life or any of that. That's a big reducer. I also work 5 days a week for sure. That's another important thing to keep your testosterone up. But I think the most significant thing for me is I never complain out loud. If ever I get upset about something, I can have a discussion. This is what's going to work. We need to solve this problem, whatever. Oh, they didn't call us, but there's no emotional charge. Anytime I have an emotional charge and I start to talk, I've instructed my wife. I've asked her, please, honey, say this to me. And she says, really? And what I ask her to say is, John, you're just complaining. Suck it up. And I actually analyzed that phrase, suck it up. As long as you know what we're doing here, I would never say that to a woman. She doesn't need to suck it up. Mm-hmm. But the kind of idea of sucking it up is to suck in your abs. Because when you do suck in your abs, it makes testosterone. Literally. Because if I'm whining or I'm in estrogen land, I need to get into testosterone land, which is why men will go and exercise. They'll go jog. For me, it's more mental exercise. I can go meditate or I can watch the news even. Just thinking actually produces testosterone if you tend to be a thinker. Here's something fun I discovered the other day, which is men who, the story was two men sitting at a table staring down are producing the same amount of burning, the same amount of calories as running a marathon. And what are those men doing? They're chess masters.
Ah,
Thinking actually burns huge amounts of calories, and you'll see they're all really skinny too because they think hard. Some of us just can get our 1,000 steps in, whatever it is, by thinking. I do by meditating. I'm in a very deep thinking state,
Beautiful.
but I still use my physical body. You have to get it to get into this body. It's like I was just telling a whole group today what's happened. There's 6 planets aligned, and I was just having the most wonderful meditation. Just the spectacular oneness with the universe. It just feels so good. And I go, do I really have to get back into this body that I have to carry around? But once I'm in, all I have to do is start teaching and I'm pulled back into my body. We find our channel of helping people. And that's the whole key for men is that helping. And for women, it's to receive help and then help. See, it's being receptive that I have support, I have time, I have finances, I have love. Then giving for women is most fulfilling. But for men, it's that selflessness of having a skill or something you can provide for others and you're appreciated for it. That's what helps a man, ironically, become more and more selfless. And for a woman, it allows her to find herself is when she's receiving. Then when she gives, she can give selflessly.
How do women, and I know we have to probably move on to the next one. I want to ask one more question for women. So, because we live in this, modern age, how do we relax into that receptive mode? How do we, become more and more comfortable with receiving before we give versus just give, give, give?
Well, be happy with or without a man. That's sort of the whole idea is because now you're single. Okay. So you have to here's some of your basic estrogen stimulators and you're in the right place to do it.
Okay.
Dancing, singing, being in a group with women, expressing yourself. It's all about self-expression in a place of safety. In that place, you're going to be producing oxytocin and estrogen. And also then the next part of it is then learning how to ask for help. That's the thing you have difficulty with.
Okay.
You get overwhelmed with things. I have to do it all myself. You go to your male side. I mean, you're running this whole show by yourself. So you're always practicing delegating responsibilities. And when people don't follow through, then you practice forgiving them. See, this is the whole thing, is that harmony becomes more important than results.
Oh, wow.
That's the key of femininity is harmony, it's wisdom, it's accepting the imperfection. Life is messy, that's okay. Whereas when you're on your male side as a woman, everything has to be done a certain way.
Yeah.
So that's that tightening is your masculine. So it's forgiveness, it's coming back. Meditation can be real helpful for some women as well, without a doubt. Meditation, if you really, really enjoy it, it's doing things you enjoy doing. And that is in getting help, making sure you're helped. Now that's big estrogen producer. But women don't just need estrogen. If you're still cycling, you need to have progesterone as well after ovulation. So after ovulation, you still need to make estrogen. So you need to feel help in your life. You need to create a schedule where you feel I have extra time. See, that's really important. You have to be proactive to produce estrogen. I have plenty of time. I have plenty of time is such an important thing. And, people are always saying that, you need to live as though you're going to die tomorrow. If you want to produce progesterone, you need to live as though you have forever. Okay. That's a key phrase for the female. For men, it might be good to feel like you're going to die tomorrow. So get it done today. When men feel I have to do something, they make testosterone. And then when they feel I don't have to do something, but they're making testosterone by something I don't have to do, that would be their cave time. That rebuilds their testosterone. What anything a woman would consider to be a waste of time would be something that rebuild testosterone for men. But only if the man has used it up by doing what he has to do. So it's like action and rest is for men. And for women, it's receive and give, receive and give. So creating a schedule where you have plenty of time gives you a sense of abundance so you don't feel overwhelmed and you have help in your life and you practice learning how to ask for help. These are key factors. I don't need to say this for you, but prayer to God is one of the most powerful estrogen stimulators there is.
Oh, wow.
The example I have of a happy woman is my mother. who, when her mother died when she was 3, and I asked her, was that upsetting to you? She said, no, because my father said he'd always be there. And then 3 years later, he died. She was so traumatized by that she went into a coma. And she went to the other side. She didn't die, but she was in a coma, but she was conscious on the other side. And she didn't want to come back. And her father said, I'll always be with you. So my mother always felt the presence of not God, but also her father was always there to love and support her. So when you have an experience of the divine, knowing that the divine is there for you, for women, that's very, very important to feel I'm not alone, that I have that support. But then if you want to do your inner work, which is to heal the childhood and all the inner issues, you basically fall in love with some guy who's going to reject you or not be good enough for you. He's going to trigger you. And then you have to find forgiveness. And maybe you get lucky the first time. That's good. But if you get your buttons pushed, then you go, okay, now I have what I have to work on within myself. And same thing for men. We go through it all. We all have challenges to bring out the worst of us. Then we have to transform that, because we all have a lower nature. We all have a person inside who wants to start a war to some extent. It's this whole part of us that can hate. It's in all of us. And you have to realize that whenever you're hating, the dark forces are enjoying that. You're giving them energy. So but we still have that part of us. So the way you process your feelings, you look at what you're angry about, what you're jealous about, what you hate, what you don't like, what you're tired of. You sort of give yourself permission privately to feel those feelings, but not using them to make a decision or to change somebody. So you don't go to your partner and tell them, I hate you. You go to your girlfriend and talk about, I hate my husband tonight, whatever. Or you write it in a journal. And in this book, chapter 9 is all about how you can process negative emotions, which is whenever there's anger, there's always deep hurt and sadness, and maybe about something else. You've got to find it. It's like a pool within us, all these emotions. And then there's deep fear and insecurity. And then underneath that's their shame. And when you can feel the depths of your emotions, and just to know, in my experience of 40 years doing this, anytime a person comes into my office who is experiencing cortisol in their life, I can help them find those 4 levels of emotion. Sometimes it's not about what's going on now, but something deeper from their past. But when they can get to the depth, and then a catharsis takes place, and the forgiveness is available, motivation is available, the desire to be better is available, desire to open up again. It's all within us. We just have to find it. And so I think relationships are great to trigger us, and then knowing how to process feelings inside. And a woman might say, well, what if the man doesn't learn to do that? I say, as long as you use him to help you do that, he's going to be healed. This is the amazing thing about men and women. When a man can be present for a woman and support her as she does her healing, because he's connected with her, he's inside of her. I'm inside of my wife right now. Part of me is, I am there. If she heals, I heal automatically. If I'm focusing on my negativity all the time, she's going to go to her male side and try to help me. And she disconnects from the female side, which is the wisdom, the transformation. This is where women can transform a man's life and a man can transform a woman's life.
Wow, really powerful. And John, I'm super excited to read your new book. I am ordering it on Amazon tonight. And I already told the audience before you joined us that you asked me to read the book, and then I'm going to have an interview with you with my questions. And I actually invited the audience to also read the book, send me the questions before the interview with you, and then we can have a deep dive discussion with John about all of this.
And if you've read the book, I can give short answers.
Well, John, it's always amazing to have you on the show. And a reminder that all things John Gray can be found on his website, which is, of course, marsvenus.com. And incidentally, that's his daughter that you always see right up front. And he's actually offering a free booklet. So definitely fill out the, click here, and you got a free gift coming from John. And there's all sorts of wonderful things available. Anything else you want us to know, John, about your offerings?
Well, I've also talked a lot about how women tend to ruminate, and some of us men ruminate as well. And I have a supplement that I highly recommend for that. And it's now become studied by Harvard University, and they're now giving people this supplement for Alzheimer's and for preventing Alzheimer's. It's one of their go-tos. I'm very excited about it. I've been promoting it for 25 years, and it's called lithium orotate. And what I've done is created lithium orotate advanced design. The
There it
advanced
is.
design means I add a lot of things to it. There's ashwagandha, there's bacopa, there's various, I don't want to explain all of them, but what I've seen over 25 years is when you combine these things with this magic mineral, lithium, and it's not the kind doctors give, but it's the mineral in the brain that helps to balance dopamine and serotonin, which helps to balance the masculine and the feminine inside of us. So it's been my go-to for everybody. I can always recommend a lot of different things, but it's a foundation. So I highly recommend people could check that out at marsvenus.com. And a lot of people go there and they say, oh, lithium orotate, that's so good. It's cheaper everywhere else because you don't have all the ashwagandha and all the other things and that make it work. It's a choice, but what I find, this is the one that's most effective. So they can learn about it there. It helps to stop the brain from repeating, going over and over. So that's very helpful.
And here it is. I actually bought it from you, John, and I've been using it. It's fabulous. Here's the one for men. And then if you go back to the website, you can also get the one for women right here.
It's a terrific one. It's something I've used for 25 years. I don't notice it that much, but when I travel, I don't take it because I just doing my work. And when I come home and I take it, I go, wow, what a difference it made, because you will tend to become deficient in something. And it is a real anti-stress mineral that helps your brain balance.
Fantastic. John, it's always such a joy to have you on the show. And hopefully we'll see you at the New Living Expo. Will you be there in April?
Well, they haven't invited me. I would love to come. I'll probably
definitely. They have a new owner who's a buddy of mine. So I'll definitely make sure that he gets you in because
if he wants to invite me, I'm happy to give a talk. It's right in my neighborhood, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, you can always come and see John Gray in person live at Soul Search at our Enlightenment Expos in the Bay Area. We are honored to have John and his amazing expertise in person. So you can come join us, and also he'll sign one of your books if you bring one of his books with you. And I will be getting this one, and stay tuned for our follow-on discussion live, which we'll
do the follow-on discussion for those who've read the book.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll be announcing that.
Stick around for a moment, John, because we are going to go to a musical offering from our beloved Omashar, and he rocks.
He does. I'll be looking forward to it.
Apparently I do rock, and thank you for the answer to my question, John. That really helped me, helped me a lot, probably more than I could say in this moment. I'm almost crying because of not having that information 20 years ago. So, yeah. So anyway, this is a song called Dancing into Greatness. Put your headphones on, turn your stereos up to 11, take your shoes off, and I gotta clear my throat. All right. World of ours, we're here to thrive together, making sure that nobody gets left behind. As the light of truth clears all the stormy weather, and the mother in us all begins to rise. Through a heart of hearts, we start to know our greatness. As our strength returns, our spirit guides us through. Our eyes behold the rising of the fearless, and the dance of
Wow. Let's give a big twinkle and lots of love. That was amazing. That got the energy moving and grooving.
Yeah, it was John talking about testosterone, man.
There it is. It worked, John. He got a contact high. Just listen.
So
Thank
thank
you.
you so much, John.
Yeah, thank you,
All of your
John.
advice,
Yeah.
love so much. And we'll be seeing John again. Stay tuned for another diving deep with John Gray discussion on his new book coming soon. So stay tuned.
Looking forward to that. Thank you so much.
I'm going to say goodnight because I have a big long drive, but normally I stay. But tonight I want to get home.
Absolutely, Sean. Have a safe drive home.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you all. Thank you.
And you know what I'll do is, Tangent,
Anastar is coming in.
the next guest, I'll do a couple of Global Peace Tribe announcements. So want to let people know what's coming.
John.
I'm going to mute you for a moment there. There we go. Yeah. So Global Peace Tribe announcements. Coming up on this week. Gosh, we're already into March, and we've got a really fun show planned for Wednesday. We're going to do two things. Last weekend was the Unity Earth Symposium, but I wasn't able to do anything around it because it was the same weekend as the Conscious Life Expo. So Ben Bowler and Arena Morrison, the two people who kind of put the Unity Earth Symposium, are going to join us on Wednesday night, and they're going to share with us highlights of last weekend. No doubt one of those highlights being Omashar. And then also there's going to be a great Mother's March happening, and Mayor Cromwell, who's one of the women who's putting that together, is going to be with us, letting us know all about that. And that's coming up in March, I believe March 28th. And so it'll be something that we all want to participate in. So that's what we're going to be focusing on Wednesday night. And it looks like Tangela is ready for our next guest, and it's one of our favorite people. It is Anastara. So here we go. Hello, Anastara and Tangela.
Hello. And we're so excited to have the beautiful Anastara Maka here. And she is an Ascension Integration Mentor, international best-selling author, award-winning transformational speaker, executive director of Transdimensional Illumination, sacred portal priestess, ordained minister, and steward of the Joy Oasis Sanctuary here in Northern California.
Yeah.
She is a holistic coach, a ceremonial leader. She gave an amazing talk today. You're not going crazy. You're just experiencing ascension
symptoms.
which was wonderful. And so she is an amazing spiritual and energetic teacher, healer, and guide, part of Soul Search community. We're so proud to have her because she is leading so many women and men forward during this ascension. And you have Ascension University as well. So excited to welcome you on the show. And thank you for being with us in Redwood City.
Yeah, my pleasure, Tangela. Such a pleasure. Hi, Scott. It's been a little while.
Yeah. Didn't I see you Conscious Life Expo?
Yeah, well, I saw you for a moment, but it's been a while since I've been on Awakening World.
That's right.
So,
It's been too long. Absolutely. Absolutely. So what are you up to? What do you want our audience to know?
That's a very good question. I find that what's happening in our micro world is happening in the macro and vice versa. There's so much reflection happening within our own communities, within ourselves, what's happening in the bigger world right now. And to remember our discernment through that, right? Like one of my talks or my talk today, you're not crazy, you're just experiencing ascension symptoms, was reminding us that we're all going through this awakening process. And that's exactly what it is a process. And so whether it's ringing in the ears, aura migraines, waking up at night, loss of identity, sensitivity to food, sensitivity to, I can't watch horror movies. I can't eat gluten, like lower vibrational things just don't serve us anymore. But when we're awakening in that sense, that we can lose friends, we can lose family, people just don't get us anymore. And they think we're crazy, right? They're like, oh, okay, you're talking about aliens now. What's going on with you? right? And so this is all part of the natural process of awakening. And I just feel like part of my service right now is to serve those who are on their awakening path. I like to say point A is awakening without integration, and point B is who do you want to be? Where do you want to be? What are you creating in your life? How are you going to be in service? What's your offering that you have to share with the world so that you can make impact and you can leave your legacy? So it's about folding that A and B together, right? Like we have this gap and we need to build the bridge. How can we fold time and space and really experience who we're being now? So that was kind of the main focus of my talk today.
That's so important, really important information. Thank you.
Mhm.
Very powerful work. And what do you find was the reaction from people in the audience? Were people resonating,
Oh, yeah.
feeling the symptoms,
Yeah.
feeling some clarity or relief and having someone articulate this?
Yeah. I mean, a huge part of it is that people think they're going crazy, or people are saying that they're going crazy because they don't have a tribe that they can feel accepted and validated and just feel seen and heard. Like literally, it's like one of the things we want the most as a human is to love, be loved, feel seen and heard and validated in our stories and what we're going through. So yeah, I find that today, like I was just a little bit of low energy today. I don't know. It was in kind of in the field in general. But it was very responsive. Like the people were like, oh yeah, okay. A lot of nodding heads, but when I asked her, let me know, raise your hand, only a couple people responded, right? They were like, oh, I don't know if I want to talk about this yet.
Yeah.
So I want to normalize this conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And thank you for doing that
Yeah,
because it's an important conversation that we are inviting people into when they come to soul search events, because people are going through this and they don't know what's happening and they don't know where to go and they don't know who to talk to,
Yeah.
and here you are saying, I'm here.
I'm here. Yeah. And afterwards, I had several people come by the booth. And one of the things I did was I asked them if they wanted to just have a conversation and just find out like where they're at. What are they struggling with? What are their challenges? Because one of the things we do at 1111 Ascension University is we share how you can change those challenges, those struggles, those ascension symptoms into your newer superpowers. Like one of the examples that I gave was I have ringing in the ears. How many of you experience ringing in the ears? Yeah. So what happens for me is that when I have a ringing, I suddenly am aware of all my surroundings. Like I literally have to look around me in this physical environment and see if there's something I need to pay attention to. And so I've avoided a car accident. I've avoided falling down the stairs. I've avoided breaking a glass on a table because that ringing happens and it's like, oh. And so I've transmuted one of my problems into a superpower of my awareness alarm system. Ding, 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 ding. Pay attention. Okay, what am I paying attention to? Right? A couple of my clients experience aura migraines. That's when light comes into your field of vision. You can't drive, you can't walk, you can't do anything but sit and allow it to pass. What is the gift in that? It's the gift of presence. Right. So that's some of the work that we do here at the university.
Yeah. And tell us a little bit more about the university. How did it come about and what are you bringing forth?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I found that through my own awakening story, which I shared during my talk today, and we don't have enough time to share it here.
But you guys can watch the replay. You can
You
always
can.
watch all of our
Yeah.
Soul Search talks on the Soul Search YouTube
Yeah.
channel. So every single talk, including Anastara, including John Gray and Dennis and
Yeah.
Sue,
Yeah.
are all on YouTube. So you guys can go
Awesome.
back and watch them tonight, tomorrow, and of course, tune in live tomorrow to see Scott and others as well.
I love that. I love that. So, part of my story is that I'm finally coming out of the closet, so to speak, and I'm sharing my bigger story. I'm sharing how I awakened. And I won't go into the whole story, but it started 22 years ago, and I had an instantaneous Kundalini awakening where my higher self, Anastara, entered Candace's body, my
Wow.
birth name. and how I've integrated and embodied her in such a way now that my mission, my purpose, everything is so clear to me. And so that's where I'm meeting people right now. I have a lot of one-on-one clients who are men who are working on a project. They want to bring their vision into form. And so I help them do that, from a hip hop album to writing a book to starting a summit, right?
Awesome.
And then the women, I have a group coaching course that I call Awakened Leadership Initiation.
Beautiful.
And this is a beautiful sisterhood where we can feel held, where we can feel seen, and where we can process these things. And so I bring the women through 7 portals. We start with the foundation of love, receiving love, and then resourcing ourselves, creating more time for ourselves.
John was just talking about
Exactly.
that.
Right? You know, and as women, we need to really resource and especially the mothers. Like, we're so into like caring for somebody else that we're on the back burner. And we can't do that because we can't serve from an empty cup. And so those are the first 2 portals. And then we go into reclaiming our sovereignty and disentangling from those collective wounds, mother wound, father wound, sister wound, witch wound, priestess wound, right? Because a lot of what we're going through and experiencing isn't even ours individually, like something we experienced in this life.
Yeah.
It could have been something from, I like to say, simultaneous life, not just past life, right? And or from our ancestral lineage, carried in from our mothers or our grandmothers, right? So once we begin clearing that, then we step into our own sovereignty. And then we go into living your bliss, which is all about discovering your dharma. Like, okay, what is my purpose? What is my mission? So we go through, what are you passionate about? What do you love? What fills your cup? What lights you up? What are you good at doing? What have you made money doing in the past? What would you like money doing in the future? And you find this purpose statement. And then from there, we unleash the creative muse and we see, okay, is this a project of some kind? Is this a book? Is this an offering? Is this a new website? Whatever it is. And then we start building that together, like hashing out all the ideas from branding to logo to, and then you're able to birth an offering. And the whole virtual course ends at a live retreat at my home in Northern California.
That's amazing. Yes, Ann Anastar has a beautiful, which I have not yet visited, but I will, beautiful retreat center in Marin, right? Or
It's actually in Sonoma County,
Mhm.
in Occidental.
nice.
And it's our private home, so we're running, you know, it's kind of private. I don't have like a big public, you know, this is a retreat center because it's kind of rustic and we're on 11.5 acres, redwood trees on a sunny ridge top above the redwoods. And it's so beautiful.
Wow.
And we're operating as a private membership association. So there's some protection there. And I just love like going on this virtual journey with these sisters and then coming together in person.
Yeah.
And I step back as a mentor and all of them share their offering that
Wow.
they're going to bring into the world. And we get to give them feed forward and suggestions and ideas. It's a creative cauldron.
That's amazing. How long is the program for?
About 3.5 months.
Wow.
So we
Okay.
start March 10 and the closing retreat, graduation retreat is the last weekend in June.
Okay. And is there still time for
Yeah.
women to join?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. So March 10th is when it starts.
So ladies, if
Yeah.
you're looking for a supportive container, like
Mm.
John was talking about,
Mhm.
Anastar has a beautiful one that she has created that's virtual and online.
Yes.
And then ends in person. So that's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cool.
And I know, Scott, you probably have my website, right? thehonestar.com, but it's called Awaken Leadership Initiation. There you go.
Slow down.
Yeah.
I actually started because since we're on Soul Search today, I'm
Okay.
taking people to your page on Soul Search.
Awesome.
So go to soulsearch.io, then you'll find 1111 Ascension University. And you can then send a message to Anastara. All of her website stuff is there, her information is there, and you can send messages. So this is the way we love to connect with people, is through Soul Search, where you can find Anastara and all the people that you see on tonight's show.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. And of
Thank you.
course, you can learn all about 1111 Ascension University and all of Anastara's amazing offerings. We have Carol Craig commenting, I've attended many webinars and ceremonies with Anastara and have enjoyed her exuberance and passion. She's very inspiring and encouraging. Wow, that's so beautiful,
Thank
Carol,
you,
to hear. And I'm
Carol.
glad you brought that up because you do host a lot of online ceremonies that
yeah.
people can be a part of.
Yeah, so I love to speak on portal days.
Mhm.
This 133 is coming up. I actually am going to be in a private ceremony. But 1111, 88, like that's my thing, right? I love portal days. I find that they're spiritual holidays for the awakening. So, there's those, and then I do some master classes, but I always weave ceremony and ritual with the teachings. And recently, we're really opening up the ends of all the Zoom calls for a community forum so that people have a place where they could share their awakening stories. And we each have the opportunity to see one another and see each other and see ourselves in their reflection.
That's beautiful. And Carol's also saying her trips to Egypt are stellar. And so you did just take everyone on a big Egypt
did,
trip. How did
yeah.
that go?
Oh, it was
I'm not
amazing.
connected
I
with you
know.
about it.
So Conscious Life Expo last year,
Yeah.
her and I were talking about it, and I was like, I'm struggling. Like, it's not filling. What do I do? And she's like, Anastara, what is the thing that you want the most? And I said, I want to go to Egypt with my family. I want to bring my husband and my son. And so we started talking about it. I reduced the amount of time that we were going to, because we were going to go for 21 days.
And I was like, if you want to go, you could go for a little bit less time.
Because who can really take off full 3 weeks,
Yeah.
right? And so when I reduced it,
Boom.
and then I did Enlightenment Expo. I had 4 people sign up for the Rona Park Enlightenment Expo. And it was just like, people were like, yes, yes. So really what happened was I wanted to share Egypt in a new way. And so we would do these online events called Egypt Revisited. And I would show videos and pictures. And then I shared a recording of what I sang in the King's Chamber when I was gifted 15 minutes in the King's Chamber without a group.
Wow.
And it's a sound healing chamber and just the resonance that came from my voice and the singing and the light language. And so I would share that on the Zoom calls. And people were like, oh my gosh, full body truth bombs. I'm going to Egypt with you, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm getting chills.
yeah.
Talking
So
about it.
we ended up selling out the trip, which
Which
was
I knew
amazing.
Which I knew you would. Sometimes we just get
Yeah.
stuck in our own vision of what it has to be. And then we just, have a reflection from someone else. It's like, no, you're still doing it. It's just a little different.
Yeah,
And then it's
yeah.
like, boom.
I know.
You know?
I love feed forward. Give me feed forward all the time, please. We don't like to go backwards with feedback.
So stay tuned
Yeah.
for another future retreat
It is.
with
It is
Start.
happening. So 2025, we were 1111 at the Temple of Isis. 2027, we're going to do the trip backwards. We're going to start at the Temple of Isis and we'll be between the paws of the Sphinx and in the Great Pyramid private access on 11/11/2027.
Wow. So
Yeah.
mark your calendars if
Yeah.
you all are interested in going to the Temple of Isis and all of these beautiful sacred sites in
Yeah.
Egypt. Of course, you are going to be returning with Anastara, who has spent many lifetimes in those
Oh,
places.
yeah. Yes, I
And
have.
is a priestess of Isis herself, as you can see. So she is so deeply connected. And of course, if you're watching and resonating with her, you yourself are also deeply
Yeah.
connected. So,
Thank you. Yeah.
exciting to be doing another trip so soon.
I'm so excited. And
Wonderful.
if you somehow can't happen upon my profile and stuff in Soul Search, it's just anastara.com.
Okay.
Where you can find me.
Anastara.com is her
Yeah.
website, and that's where they can learn about your programs,
Yes.
about your retreats upcoming,
Yes.
portal day ceremonies, and all of the things. And of course, we invite all of you to sign up for Anastara's email list because
Yeah.
you will get all of the invitations
Yeah.
to her many online events.
So the best way to do that, there he goes.
Just go to anastara.com and it comes right up, right
There
there.
you go. Yeah. And at the very top, there's a gold banner that says take the free quiz.
Yes.
And that's the New Earth Archetype quiz. You can find out if you're a starseed, a light worker, a visionary, an awakened leader, a mystic. And as you know a bit more about your soul's essence, then you can be guided a little bit clearer on your path. So it's the New Earth Archetype Quiz, and that's at the top of the website.
Beautiful. So I'm going to definitely take that New Earth Archetype quiz. I love it. And I'm sorry, thank you so much for, really co-creating the New Earth with us, for being an awakened leader during this time and guiding so many men and women out of the craziness into the awakening and the ascension. And all of us need that support.
Hey girl, I like roller coaster rides. I'm the one with my hands up in the front. So
Exactly. Oh, love you too. And I'm so happy that you're here with us. And so
Yeah.
for those of you who are available tomorrow in the Bay Area, come on down and come join us. Anastara is going to be here. Scott is going to be here. And we have a wonderful day plan. You can come and chat with Anastara in person about her offerings, but all the support that she provides. And of course, you can definitely tune in and watch the replay of her talk.
Aw.
Just go to the Soul Search YouTube channel and you'll be able to watch the whole thing.
Thank you.
Thank
Yay. I love you so much.
You too.
Love you, Scott.
Let me take a picture of us.
See you tomorrow, Anastara.
With the screen, huh?
Oh, yes. We're gonna take a little.
We're gonna take a picture. We're selfieing it right now.
All right.
We're just doing a.
Gotta document it all, right?
Exactly.
It'll be
I'll
a
see you
perfect
tomorrow,
documentary
Anastara.
later.
While
Scott.
they do that, I'm going to mute you, Tangela, and because I know you've got one more person to bring up. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a Sacred Sunday show tomorrow. So for all of our Zoomers, Zoom Room subscribers, I'll send out an email in the morning, and I'll also give you the information on it right now. It will be a hybrid experience. I'll be, of course, at the Enlightenment Expo. So any of you in the Bay Area, please do come. And come for the whole day from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. And my talk is going to be at 12 noon. But of course, for those of you who can't make it, please do come online. It's free. And I'm putting in the Zoom room right now for the Sacred Sunday show at 12 noon. Tomorrow is, there we go. And of course, we will start with an Omashar song. And then I'm going to be talking about relationship mastery. And I'm going to take your questions about how to have better relationships, as well as questions from the audience at Soul Search. And then we'll close with an Omashar song. So please do join us tomorrow, 12 noon, online. And any of you that can come to the Bay Area, that would be great. And it looks like Tangela has our next guest. So I'm going to turn it back over to her.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Thanks for staying online with us tonight as we are meeting so many of our wonderful guests from the Redwood City Expo, and I'm delighted to be introducing Monty Leach. He is a longtime volunteer at Share International, and he has committed 40 years of his life to creating awareness about the emergence of the world teacher for the age of Aquarius and the practice of transmission meditation, a new form of meditation for world service and of course world peace, which we are very committed to and have been practicing today. And today is an important day for us to really be bringing forth this transmission.
Totally.
And so I'm delighted to have Monty here.
Thank you.
From Share International. Thank you for joining us.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. And he actually led today at the Soul Search Expo a really powerful transmission meditation.
Thank you. It was a great experience. There were about 20 people there, and the energies were extremely powerful. But I always find we demonstrate transmission meditation, which is a meditation that's done as a group. It's done to serve the world. It's done to help the world. In a way, it's done to help create peace in the world, but it's broader than that. It's more general to help the world. And so this was introduced many years ago by a master of wisdom, a great spiritual teacher who worked through Benjamin Krem, who founded Share International. So this type of meditation was given as a gift to humanity for us to be able to serve the world, to help the world in a very simple but powerful way. And so the energies that Maitreya, the world teacher, who is the great teacher for this age, who you mentioned, who is in the world now in a physical body along with his disciples, the masters of wisdom, to help us create peace in the world. They, no matter how great the teacher is, they cannot create peace in the world. We have to do it through basically following their advice, their teachings, their sense of what we should do. And they say, to create peace in the world, we need to share. We need to share the resources of the world among all the nations so that everyone has enough food, shelter, healthcare, and education. And that will create justice, economic justice in the world, which is the needed basis for peace. People wonder all the time, clearly, we don't have peace in the world. We have the opposite of peace. And how do we get to peace? No one seems to know. So what the great teacher for this age has said is, to get to peace, we need to have justice. So we don't have millions and millions of people who are literally starving to death in the world, to have not enough food, not because there's not enough food, but because they can't afford to buy the food. And at the same time, we have billionaires and maybe now trillionaires, and the gap between the rich and poor is getting wider and wider and wider. And this creates instability in society all around the world. And the people who know, the teachers who know best, say the way to deal with this is through equitable sharing of the resources. And once we, if nations could, if we could just begin to do that, it would create trust among the nations. They would trust that we can work together to solve the problem of hunger, for example. And once that trust starts to build, then the nations can start working to solve all of the major problems of the world, because there is no trust between nations now, clearly. I mean, that's the reason why there's so much war, is there's no trust. So if we can do these little trust building, not even little, but trust building projects in a way, which would be sharing the resources, the food of the world, just to make the beginning. That would make a huge difference in the world today.
Yeah, that is so powerful. And I love that you brought that up. And I love that that's such a powerful tenet in Share International's teachings, is sharing. You know, sharing is truly caring, and creating equitable society is what we're working towards as we're creating this new earth. You know, when we talk about the new earth and we talk about unconditional love, we are talking about an equitable world.
Of course.
Where there is no poverty.
Of course.
Where everyone has enough food to eat, where everyone has equal housing, where everyone has access to healthcare. Like, these are all very tangible aspects of what we are all here to support in creating.
Exactly. And to be honest, that was really one of the main reasons why I became involved in this work back more than 40 years ago, actually. 1981.
Wow.
I came across Benjamin Krem's book called The Reappearance of the Christ and the Masters of Wisdom. And I opened the book. I was at a bookstore in Berkeley, California, and I opened the book, and I was amazed. On the one hand, it had these tremendous spiritual truths, but on the other hand, it was very practical and humanitarian. And he talks about that the teacher for this age, his main concern is with hunger and poverty in the world, and the solution is sharing. And I had been involved in anti-hunger, economic justice issues, you know, when I was in college, and I protest and was involved in that issue, particularly hunger issue. So when I read this book, it combined like this metaphysical, spiritual wisdom with this very practical humanitarian approach, which really touched my heart. And I was like, this combination I've never seen before. I mean, I've seen spiritual teachings, and then you have the political, the economic. This combined both of them, and I totally resonated with that. And then Benjamin Krem came to San Francisco and gave a talk, and I went And it really started me on the spiritual path. What he had to say really rang true for me. You know, it made so much sense. And then I started working with the local group here. There are local Share International groups. We're all volunteers, by the way. None of us get paid. And
you're worldwide.
and we're worldwide. And Benjamin Krem never got paid. He went around the world talking about the appearance of the great teacher for this age of the masters. He was never paid anything.
Yeah.
He wrote books like this book. He was Messages from Maitreya the Christ. So during his talks in London, Benjamin Krem would receive telepathically messages from Maitreya, not as a psychic or a medium, but this was a higher level of connection on a soul level. And Maitreya gave these 140 messages, and they're very powerful. And if later, maybe I could read a little bit or want from one. But these messages also had a big impact on me. And I also started doing the transmission meditation with the local group here. And that's another aspect of our group's work is we introduce transmission meditation, which is a form of service. It's done as a group to help the world. And I did a demonstration today of that, and we get to experience the energies of Maitreya and the masters. It's incredible. I mean, it's an incredible opportunity to experience these energies from these very highly developed, highly evolved spiritual teachers that we can we invoke the energies. It's a very simple meditation and it's done as a group to help the world. So I started that after hearing Benjamin Krem speak and reading his book, and I started doing the meditation back in 1981. And
here you are.
Here I am.
Still.
I'm gonna come in for a moment.
And we have
The trailer that you sent me isn't loading. I tried it both through the email you sent me and also what you put into the agenda. It's showing as a deleted file.
Oh, strange. Okay, hold on. Let me,
So
I mean,
maybe
you can go to Soul Search TV, or I can send you, hold on, let me,
we're looking for a very interesting file that people are really going to want to see.
exactly. That's very strange that it's showing it's deleted.
yeah.
Hold on, I can just send you another one right now, Scott. And just to let everyone know, we actually have a show on Soul Search TV that was created by Share International. And it is a conversation, it's a four-part series between myself and Michiko Ishikawa, who is also a Share International volunteer for 40 years. And she was also a teacher who worked and traveled quite extensively with Benjamin Krem. And she is Japanese, and she traveled with him all over the world, but particularly in Japan, translating for him. And it was part of her life's work that she really wanted to carry on these messages and her own wisdom and the wisdom of the teachings for a broader audience. And so, Monty, Share International approached us at Soul Search and said, we'd like to create a show with you because we really want people, Monty, of course, is sharing a little bit here tonight, which is very beautiful and profound, and she wanted to give people a gateway to dive in a little bit deeper.
Exactly.
And so that's what she did. We created this show with her. And then actually almost a year ago, we launched the show when we had Michiko as a guest here on The Awakening World. And right after launching and being the guest, she then passed on to her next journey. So it was a really profound experience for all of us, and all of us here at Soul Search, at Share, just because we really felt like for Michiko, this was the culmination of her life.
I totally believe that. I think she believed it too. She'd been working 40 years and done many, public events and interviews and many programs, but this really culminated all of her life's work. And I know she really so much enjoyed working with you. And it's actually a 5-part series.
Part series, exactly.
So there's more to love there,
And we do a transmission meditation together in the series, which is powerful.
So part 5 is transmission meditation. So you get to experience the energies there. And, at the beginning of the intro, which and I have to say, you did such a wonderful job
thank you.
interviewing her. And I think she really felt the same way. And I highly recommend this show. It's on Soul Search TV, and you'll get a much, much more in-depth perspective on, I'm just touching on the surface of a few things. But this series will go really into depth on a lot of these different aspects, and they do it in such a wonderful way. It's a conversation. It's like a heart-to-heart conversation.
Yeah.
And then, but all this really profound, deep information comes out in the conversation. And I love your introduction too. And it's, I had it written down, but it says, dive in, we dive in to the spiritual art and the prophetic message of Benjamin Creme, the awakening consciousness of humanity, and the appearance of a world teacher among us today. I know you'll find this series enlightening and compelling. Join us for all 5 episodes. I've watched this series so many times, I have it down by memory.
Amazing. And for me, I learned about Benjamin Creme and Share International through doing the series with Machiko.
Really? Yeah. Yeah, it's really great. I highly recommend it. And I've seen Michiko many times, and this is really, a highlight.
Okay, well, I've got, do we have it downloaded now? So let's look, okay?
It does have Japanese subtitles on this one because we also have it available for a Japanese audience. So if you want Soul Search TV, you can watch it in English or you can watch it with Japanese subtitles.
Yeah.
So we're going to just show the trailer with the subtitles.
Just ignore the Jap.
I'm hoping to be able to put a little light of hope in people's mind. Even if their daily life may not change, when there is that hope, there's a big difference in the way they live. So you see in the world now, a lot of people, everyone's working towards the transformation of the world, climate changes, ecological and peace. Sharing is the key to solve the problems of the world. But who would take it seriously? What if it's true that the great teachers like the Christ or Buddha were to come into the modern world now and guide and inspire humanity? Then proposition of sharing may not be too far-fetched. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men.
Dive in to the spiritual art and the prophetic message of Benjamin Creme, the awakening consciousness of humanity, and the presence of a world teacher among us today. I know you'll find this series enlightening and compelling. Join us for all 5 episodes.
Thank you, Scott, for sharing that. And that's just a sneak preview of our trailer for this show, 5 episodes. You can watch it on soulsearch.tv, available online, Roku, Amazon, Apple TV, and Android TV. And, like you saw in the trailer, what I love about Share International's work is the political and economic side of everything. And, we tend to sometimes think that, oh, the spiritual is just personal, but actually the spiritual is not just personal, it's for the collective. And whatever we do spiritually for ourselves, the inner work is always reflected in the outer. And for Maitreya and, these world teachers to be here supporting us as we strive not towards just our own inner peace, but the outer peace that comes from our collective awakening, economic justice for all, environmental protection for Gaia, and all of these political movements. It's really important and amazing to see that connection.
It totally is. It's an artificial separation, that people say, well, I'm working on myself, so I don't have time to, work in the outer community. No, we don't have that luxury these days. Things are so critical in the world now. We don't have the luxury to maybe hundreds of years ago be a monk and, as John Gray was saying, he was a monk. Well, we don't really, I'm not against monks, I'm not saying anything against monks. They're great. But We don't have the luxury of being a monk and just sitting in a cave
Mhm.
and not participating in society.
Mhm.
We are at a very critical time in the world now.
Mhm.
That's why Maitreya and the masters are here now. They're here actually 1,000 years ahead
Mhm.
of when it was anticipated that they were going to be here, because this is so critical, and they've come in time to help bring us back from the precipice.
Mm.
But we have to respond. We have to do the action. We have to take action to save the world under their guidance and supervision. So it's up to us. So meditation is wonderful. Spiritual growth is wonderful. And you can do spiritual growth and meditation by doing transmission meditation.
Mhm.
And you're helping the world too. So you get a, I think they call it a twofer. Is it a twofer?
Twofer.
Twofer, you get to participate in a meditation which enhances your own spiritual development,
Mhm.
which because these powerful energies are being sent through the group at the time, and that it literally it enhances your own spiritual development. But at the same time, and the main purpose of it is to serve the world.
Serve humanity. And that is, I think, very powerful. And I really appreciate that tenet that you all have as a main part of your spiritual work and your spiritual teaching, is that we're not just meditating for ourselves, we're meditating for the planet.
Absolutely.
And when we're meditating for the planet, we're meditating for no hunger, no poverty,
Totally.
Economic justice.
Totally.
Healthcare for all, education for all. These are very tangible actions that we know is a part of our reality, because in the end, in this exact moment, we have all the technologies available to us to end world hunger, to have housing for all,
Completely.
education for all, environmental protections in place, no war. All of that is within our ability and grasp in this very moment. It is only our choice as a consciousness, as humanity, that we are not there yet. But as we come together in world service and peace and inner peace and meditation, and reflect that into the outer peace, outer consciousness, we can shift all of this in a heartbeat.
Totally.
So-
I completely
Question, because what you're saying is wonderful, and we all know it, honestly. And people in our chat box are actually requesting, is it possible to actually do a transmission meditation?
Well, that's a very interesting. How much time do we have?
How long does it take?
Well, we can go as long as we want, but it's a very
What
simple.
would be a short, what would be a quality short one? How long would a quality short one be?
I would say, if you're asking my opinion, if we could go for 15 minutes, that would be great. If you can't, that's fine. But when we say we would say together what's called the great invocation.
Mhm.
And when we say that, the energies will start flowing immediately. And so it's, I would say, to be kind of respectful for the Maitreya and the masters, we want to, I don't know, we can do whatever you feel comfortable about, but would 10 minutes be?
Yeah, why don't we, yeah.
Scott, did you want to have Moon on and then we end with the transmission
Well,
meditation?
we also have our prayer time.
Oh, we have a prayer time.
So
yeah,
what do you think? What would 10
hold
minutes?
on, yeah, hold on 1 second. I'm going to bring Desiree and Tiara on for a moment, because they are our prayer goddesses. So I want to kind of check in with the two of you. Is there a way that their transmission meditation could lead into your prayer time for tonight? Is that something we could do?
There's always, and we could always donate our time too and support. So whatever the group wants.
That's very kind.
Keeping as fast as I could.
Okay, so why don't we do this? Why don't you, let's do a 10, at the most 12-minute transmission meditation. Then we're going to roll right into Desiree and Tiara, and we'll do our prayer time, because it's going to lead us into a really beautiful space.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's wonderful. So to do the meditation.
Wait 1 second. And then Scott, are we going to still have Moon on?
Yeah, well, and then we'll close with Moon and Umushar song.
Oh, okay. So we'll after the meditation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does Moon need to go on straight away?
It's up to you all. Because hers is more like doing healing. So I don't know if you wanted to have her do a few and then move into the meditative and prayerful part. If you don't mind sticking around for a few more minutes.
Is Moon right with us? Is Moon
Yeah,
here?
Moon is right here. She's
Okay, yeah. Why don't we do that? So, Monty, you can
So that way we can start now and do the meditation.
no, we'll have Moon on for a few minutes doing some healings, and then we'll bring you back in.
Oh,
Is that okay? If you don't mind waiting?
However you
Okay.
would you prefer to do it that way? Is that?
Yeah, let's do it that way. Thank you.
And then did you
is
want
there-
to show the website at all, or Share International?
Um,
Or you can pull it up later when I
I'll pull it up later. I had it ready, but and just in anticipation of Moon, if anybody would like to receive a healing experience, I actually received one from Moon last week at the Conscious Life Expo. She's lovely. So if anybody's interested in receiving a healing from Moon, please raise your hand. It's best if you do it like that. And that way you go right to the front and I can see who wants to experience
All
that.
right, perfect. So if you don't mind, Monty, and we'll come in.
Please.
So thank you so much, Monty, for that amazing
You're welcome.
sharing and presentation. And he'll be back shortly for the transmission meditation. I'm excited you all want to participate. It's very powerful. And now I'm happy to bring on our final guest for the evening, Moon Niet Win. She is an amazing energy healer. She works with the angelic realms, and she channels pure source energy for incredible instantaneous pain relief and healing. She heals all types of ailments, everything from ear aches to backaches. She actually called me last night out of the blue and gave me a healing, which was amazing because I was able to come and be much more energized for this expo thanks to her wonderful healing abilities. And what's amazing is how fast she is. And I love Moon because she is self-trained. She is so humble, even though she can do these miraculous healings in 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds. And she started as an attendee of our expos. And she was coming to our expos. And then one day at her Dublin expo, she pulled me aside and said, I want to show you my healing abilities. And she showed me, at that time you worked with the Vogel crystal.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, amazing. And she said, do you think I could be a vendor? And I said, yeah, of course. And she became a vendor. Then she became a speaker. And now she's healed hundreds of people. You can see she's collected over 200 video testimonials, 1,000 testimonial videos of
I've healed, or I've done healings for over 1,000 people now.
and it's really incredible the depth and breadth of all types of ailments that she can really help alleviate. And so we're excited to have you here, Moon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey.
So we already have a couple of people. So we're going to start with Nayla. So Nayla, I'm bringing you on camera to work with Moon. And Nayla, we need you to. Hello, Nayla. Well, Nayla has her hand up. Looks like she's frozen. So, all right, I'm going to switch over to Patricia.
Hello, thank you. Thank you.
What area of pain did you have? Do you have a chronic pain?
I don't have any chronic pain, no. It's vertigo and lightheadedness.
Vertical. Do you have vertigo and lightheadedness right now?
Well, when I get up and walk, I have to be careful as I walk.
Okay.
I get out in nature, and that's when I feel more balanced, when I'm with nature.
So, do I have permission to connect with your soul?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to put a bubble of white light protection on you, so only white light and positive energy can come through. I'm going to put a bubble of white light protection on me, so only white light and positive energy can come through. You said vertigo and dizziness, or?
No.
Vertigo and, sorry. What was your issue again? Sorry.
It was more lightheadedness. You know, when I'm walking, I have to be more grounded and balanced, and I go out in nature, and that's what helps me.
So I'm going to do intentions to clear 100% of your lightheadedness and your symptoms of vertigo.
Okay.
So, intentions so you can feel more balanced. I'm going to also do intentions for you to feel more balanced and be more balanced and grounded as well.
Good. Thank you.
Do you feel any difference? I actually did it by saying that. Sorry, that's actually my session.
Well, I'm sitting down. I'm sitting
Do you
down.
feel more grounded?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so do you have an object? And this will amplify it. Do you have an object? Like it could be a bracelet, a necklace, a cell phone,
Uh,
or a scrunchie, or a pen.
do I need something?
It could be.
I have a crystal.
Okay, I can do it in the crystal. So I'm going to channel source energy and healing intentions through the crystal to
Okay.
completely clear and eliminate your lightheadedness,
Okay.
lightheadedness, and your vertigo, and to help you feel more grounded and stable, so and balanced. So, are you feeling better now?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
Is
very
there
much.
else that has chronic pain? It's easier to
No
help.
chronic pain.
Yeah, thank you so much for volunteering, Patricia.
Thank you. Thank you so much too.
Nayla, are you, it's funny. Nayla, can you hear us? I don't know if she's fallen asleep or
It looks like she's frozen.
can you, there she's, Nayla?
Oh, she's muted. Nayla, if you could unmute, that would be wonderful. Thanks. Yeah, keep it unmuted. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Nella. This is Moon. Do you have an area of chronic pain?
Yes, I do. In my lower gut, and I also have breast cancer. Yeah.
So lower gut. So you have pain in
Yeah.
your lower gut. Okay.
Yeah, it's chronic and it's never been diagnosed.
Do I have permission to connect with your soul?
Yes, you do.
I'm going to put a bubble of white light protection on you so only white light and positive energy can come through. I'm going to put a bubble of white light and protection on me so only white light and positive energy can come through. So I'm going to do intentions to clear and eliminate 100% of the chronic pain in your gut. So you have no pain in your gut now. So do you feel less pain?
Yes, a little bit. Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
do you have an object I can amplify with it? It could be your glasses or your hat. You want to choose?
Okay, my glasses.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm going to channel source energy and intentions into your glasses to clear it and eliminate 100% of your chronic pain in your gut now. So do you feel a difference now?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it further reduced?
Yeah, it is partly. Yes. Yes. Yes.
How much would you say is reduced by?
I'd say half.
50%. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So is there anyone else? Scott, sorry, I've gotten a lot faster at this, so I don't know if you know this.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It was
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah.
All right.
So
You have one more person, Barbara. If you turn on your video, Barbara, it's always great to be able to see you. There she is. All right, so I'm going to add Barbara.
Hi, Barbara. Thank you for volunteering.
Oh,
Hi. Do you have an area of chronic pain?
I don't know if it's chronic, but
You feel it right now.
oh, wait a minute. Unmute. Okay. I have had back pain for about 5 days.
Okay, so
Lower back pain.
okay. So do you have permission to connect with your soul?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna put a bubble of white light protection around you so only white light and positive energy can come through. And I'm gonna put a bubble of white light protection around me so only white light and positive energy can come through. And we're gonna do intentions to clear and eliminate 100% of your chronic or 100% of your back pain now. Do you feel less back pain?
I think so. I'll know for sure when I get up and walk, but yeah, I think so.
Okay, and then do you want to just get up and walk just quickly?
Oh, well, might take a minute.
Actually, oh yeah, okay. We can wait, yeah.
We can wait.
Okay, just a second.
I think it gets a little confusing, Moon, because you go so fast.
I know, they don't know that that's the intention. Well, I didn't explain myself. I can use any words with my intention, and I just choose to use those words. I'm choosing the words how I'm doing my intention is saying that I'm going to do intentions to clear the pain. And I think it confuses a lot of people, but that's actually I can use any words. And I used to say my intentions in my head, but it's quicker and it amplifies my my intentions are amplified when I speak my intentions out loud. Since I can use any words, I'm just choosing to state those words. I can read like a prayer from an invocation or a prayer from a book that's about healing, and that could heal their pain. It could be, today I was doing my talk, and 100% of this lady's hip pain went away, and I was just introducing myself and talking about myself. So it doesn't matter what words it is, as long as the intention is there. Okay, so did you feel any difference in your back? Lower back?
Yes.
How much
Yeah.
reduced by?
60-70%, I would
You're
say.
7%.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry about the confusion because I didn't explain it. I know people were waiting for the healing. They're like, okay, so, but I'm gonna amplify.
Well,
Can I do it with your glasses or your speaker or your headset? Anything. I also can chat. I have the gift where I can channel any object. It could be a car keys, plastic.
okay. So you want me to hold my glasses
No,
or something?
I'm gonna channel. I'm gonna put healing intentions into the object, and that will amplify my intentions, and that could, it could eliminate 100% of your back pain. Like, I do long-term pain relief, so in many cases, the person's pain doesn't come back for sometimes months, years, or just has never came back ever since the session. So, which area?
She said glasses.
Glasses, okay. I'm gonna do intentions to, I'm going to do intentions and channel source energy into the glasses to completely clear 100% of your back pain now. So do you feel any difference? Is it reduced further?
I would have to get up and walk.
Okay, if you want to get up and walk
Sitting
again?
here,
Yeah.
yeah, sitting here, it's not bad.
Mhm.
It's harder because I'm wearing these headphones.
Scott, is your hand feeling better? Did it say?
Honestly, it's still the same. It
Okay.
hasn't, yeah, it hasn't,
Yeah.
yeah, it hasn't improved.
I think it's better. Yeah.
So how much is it? Like, how much is it gone? Is it still 70% or is like 80%?
It might be 80%.
Okay, so
Yeah.
80% of your back pain is better. So
Do you want to do another healing on Scott? Scott,
did you want me to work on your hand again? Because sometimes virtual works better than in person. I've had some clients where the in-person session
thank you,
didn't work,
Barbara.
but for some reason the
Thank
virtual
you.
one worked. I don't know why.
There, he's raising his hand.
Okay, so hey, do I have permission to connect with your soul?
Yes, you do.
Okay, sorry I didn't explain how I did it earlier. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put a bubble white light protector on you, so only white light and positive energy can come through. I'm gonna put a bubble white light protector on me, so only white light and positive energy can come through. And then is it pain in your
Left hand, left palm,
left palm?
right here.
Okay, left hand and left palm of your left hand. Okay, so okay, so I'm gonna clear my energy and clear your energy. So I'm gonna do intentions that 100% of your pain in your left hand and the left palm area is 100% gone now. Do you feel reduction in pain?
There is a reduction. It still hurts, but there appears to be a reduction.
You want me to use your necklace that you're wearing to channel?
Sure.
Okay. So
It's an especially well-charged device, actually. So
okay, so I'm going to channel source energy and healing intentions into the necklace that you're wearing. That 100% of your pain in your left hand and the left palm area is 100% gone now. So do you feel less? Is it any difference?
not really. I mean, I have to be honest.
Okay, but thank you for your honesty. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Hopefully it'll continue to
keep us posted.
now that it's in now that it's in my
tomorrow.
Yeah, sometimes it's not instantaneous too. I've had some clients that say it didn't my sessions are 100% guaranteed, but for some people it doesn't work until a week later. So I only saw you about a week ago. So
yeah. I'll check in tomorrow and we'll see tomorrow when I see you.
Yeah. Okay.
Amazing.
you.
Thank you, Moon. And Moon did give a great talk today. You can tune in and watch the replay on YouTube. And it was really funny because after your talk, I saw one of the attendees. He was like kind of like stretching in the corner. And I was like, what are you
He was
doing?
trying to find his pain.
I was like, what are he's like, I'm just trying to find the pain. He's like, I'm just trying to find the pain.
That happens to me all the time.
And so
They're distorting their body in like really horrible positions. And like, you're going to create pain for yourself.
do it. I was like, you're gonna create more pain. So you guys can always connect with Moon on Soul Search, of course. She has a wonderful healing practice. She can work with you virtually. She does many different type of conditions, not just pain, but many other types of
I
conditions.
do deafness, vision
Eyesight.
loss, eyesight, so improved eyesight, digestive issues, tinnitus, the ringing in the ears, eczema, cysts, urinary tract infections, like any kind of infection, viruses, like basically like I've actually done fear, like I had a child that was scared of the dark. He's no longer scared of the dark. And recently at the Conscious Life Expo, I helped someone who was scared of dogs. She feels like she's no longer scared of dogs anymore because she got attacked by a dog. And I've also I'm not a hypnotherapist or a trained hypnotherapist, but I've done addiction with success. So it's not just physical pain, but I usually only demonstrate with physical pain because it's usually more measurable. But
Yeah.
thank you so much for having me on.
And thank you, Moon. And Moon also, like I said, I was doing some work last night, and then Moon called me about her just about the videos and YouTube and Instagram. And then she did some healing on me, both physical for my lower back pain and emotional. And you really helped me a lot. So thank you for tuning in and just calling me out of the blue like that. And thank you for supporting everyone here on the Global Peace Tribe. You guys can always find Moon on Soul Search.
Thank
Thank you, Moon. Thank you so much. And I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Moon. And then now we'll bring back Monty for the transmission meditation and for, really bringing in these energies of world peace and world service together.
Absolutely.
Welcome, Monty.
Absolutely. Thank you, Benji. And just
And
to
let me check in for a moment, Monty. Hang on one second. I want to check with Omshar to see if he would prefer. Omshar, knowing what your third song was, would you rather do your song now and have a transmission there, or would you rather have your song be at the
I think the meditation will be just fine right now, because the song I have intuited is a very gentle one.
Okay, great. So we'll go ahead and do the meditation. Just wanted to check in with you, partner.
Thank you, brother.
So I just wanted to mention, I'll explain the technique of transmission. It's very simple. I did want to mention that we have a booth here at Soul Search, Redwood City. And in a couple of weeks, we're going to be demonstrating transmission meditation at the Soul Search Expo in Dublin. So for people who are in there who want to experience that in a physical way instead of online, they're both powerful, but in person is especially powerful. I encourage you to come to our booth, and we'll be doing a talk there in Dublin in 2 weeks.
And usually they're at all of our Bay Area expos and our Southern California expos as well. So you all can come meet the share volunteers in person and experience transmission meditation.
Definitely. So to do the meditation, we will say aloud the great invocation. And it would have been good if I had brought the piece of paper with the words on it, but it's okay. I'll go ahead and say it. And we close our eyes and we keep the attention at the Ajna center, the sixth chakra between the eyebrows. And during the course of the meditation. So we say the great invocation. We put the attention at the Ajna center between the eyebrows. When we notice our attention wandering away, we say the sound Om. We think Om to ourselves. And what that does, it brings the attention back here. When our attention is at the Ajna center, we're making the connection between our brain and the soul, our higher self. And when that connection is there, the transmission of energies take place. That's all there is to it. Keep the attention here. When we notice it wandering away, we say the sound Om to ourselves. We think Om. That's it. And we're asked also one last thing, and we'll start. We're asked not to send the energies to anyone or anywhere in particular. We leave it to Maitreya and the masters of wisdom to send the energies where they're most needed in the world. So are there any questions from anyone who is online here who may have a question? Okay, so let's start. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center, from the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
We're going to roll right into Desiree and Diara.
Taking a nice big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And these trying times, we bring in the light. We raise our vibration. We spread our voices. Our words heal. The light within your heart. The guardians and the ancestors can see that. We're going to amplify that now. Adding protections to our light. Knowing that we're held.
And sealing this with 3 beautiful ohms. We one om and om and om. Getting ready to turn this over to our beloved Om Shar. Continued prayers for Bonnie and all those in need.
And a reminder for us to keep our beloved Nikita and her family in our hearts. Her brother Mark passed this morning. So lots of love to Nikita Gearing, her brother Mark's transition in that family. Thank you. And here is Om Bashar.
Hope springs eternal in this heart of mine, learning surrender, learning to fly, knowing you're with me, my invisible friend, loving me onwards, calling me out of myself. Here I go again, trusting in life. All of the tears I've cried, clearing the way. All that's been said and done is turning to dust. Now that I'm here again, I will sing praises to the Maker of my life. give my life to you. Your hands in this world, open and flowing, calling me out of myself. Here I go again, trusting in life. All of the tears I've cried, clearing the way. All that's been said and done is turning to dust. And now that I'm here again, I will sing praises to the Maker of my life. I will sing praises to the Maker of my life.
Beautiful. What a beautiful song. What a beautiful prayer. Thank you so much. Beloved Tangela, up for us to kind of close out. And whoops, a reminder that you can be with Tangela and myself together tomorrow. For those of you in the Bay Area, do come to Redwood City. The program starts at 10 a.m. And Yuri Lee, she's been on the show before. Onya's been on, and of course Tangela. I'll be on at 12 noon. So hope you can join us in Redwood City, and we're going to be at the Grand Bay Hotel in Redwood City, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. for the Psychic and Healing Fair and Enlightenment Expo. That looks like Chris Valentine.
It is.
Hey, good.
You
How you
remember
doing,
me,
buddy?
huh? Excellent.
He's
Hi. We are here, and I've been trying to get on all day, but we are nonstop here at Tangela's fabulous first class show in San Francisco. And I told her, I said, you came to this hotel because I think I told you to do this one. And she's like, no, it just popped up metaphysically, miraculously. This was the host hotel for many, many years for the New Living Expo.
Right.
And so a lot of the attendees remember that. A lot of the vendors remember it. And the wonderful thing is Tangela's scored a jackpot by coming to the most beautiful hotel in all of the San Francisco Bay Area, right by the airport. And the thing is, we've never had an actual expo here. It was always the host hotel for the New Living Expo. So to be able to do an event here is just absolutely amazing. It is so, so beautiful. We're right on the water. We have those sailboats, those rower guys. What is that called? I can't remember what it is. It is like heaven here. It is so, so beautiful.
Oh.
It's wonderful. The restaurant's open all day. It's free parking. Can you imagine free parking in San Francisco? It is absolutely amazing. And so, like you were just telling your viewers, we have speakers all day again tomorrow from 10 to 6.
We gave an amazing talk today where Susan saw the gnome.
Oh my gosh. So I tell people, because they tell me after the lecture is over, they say, Chris, I saw nature people on your shoulders, or I saw angels standing behind you. And I'm like, why did you not say anything during the lecture? Why do you wait till after? And so Sue was being so kind. She was the next speaker. And she said, Chris, I saw like a leprechaun or gnome on your shoulder. And she gave a name, and I said, Sue, I said, you will not believe this, but Billy, who you saw, she named names. She said, Billy. I said, Billy is the one who's helping us with the show this weekend. We have so many books on Nature Spirits channeled for them. Must have 300 names in there, and she got the exact right one of who came to help with the show this weekend.
Wow.
So remember, Scott, we were talking about the different nature
You remember
spirits.
that very well. And actually, we talked about that earlier on the show.
Awesome.
Dennis talked about that.
Yeah,
So,
so we had some nature spirits here. We've been coming here for 20 years. And basically, when we started coming to this expo, New Living Expo in the beginning, we taught people how to see the nature spirits live in groups of 300 people. Ken would give us the absolute biggest room. And then we would stay for the next week doing readings because everybody was so excited they could finally see nature spirits. So that's what we've been doing all across the United States, teaching people how to see them live. We did it kind of today. We touched on it, but they were here. They're always here with us. And we may do that again when we come back to Sheila show in Dublin in 2 weeks. So we'll be there. And if you guys want to learn how to see nature spirits live, I will be speaking at 1 o'clock on Saturday again. And then if there's ever a fill-in or you need me to come in, I'll just pop in and help out whenever I'm needed. But basically, the lectures are always different at Tangela's shows that I do because we focus on what you guys want to learn. And one of the things that I do like to teach about, of course, is the nature spirits and how to see, work with them, and how they help us in so many ways.
very well. Thank you, Chris. That's a wonderful reminder. And I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I'll be out there.
Yes.
I just want to say thank you again, Tangela. And thank you, Omashar, Desiree. We're closing up, bring up our people.
Yeah, thank you so much, Scott, Omashar, Desiree, Deara, all of our Global Peace Tribe community, Soul Search community. Thank you all. For us, this is a day of peace. It's a day of power. It's a day of love. So thank you all for co-creating this together today and every day. So love you all. Hope you guys can join us live and in person tomorrow. Scott's going to be giving an amazing talk on relationship mastery. I'll be speaking about fifth dimensional consciousness. And for those of you who can't join live, tune in on our YouTube channel. We'll be broadcasting. And Scott, you're doing a Sacred Sunday show tomorrow.
Yeah. So everybody can tune in on Sacred Sunday show. And it's great to see all of you. And I'll look forward to seeing some of you in person and hopefully all of you tomorrow for Sacred Sunday show at 12 o'clock noon. And I'll send out the details.
You'll see the nature people on my shoulders if you watch the rebroadcast of today. We actually have 2. And I just checked in the bathroom. They are on my shoulders right now, so you may pick them up. I have 2 gnomes on my shoulder. And
all right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
All right, Scott.
Thank you.